Lands Clark Central High School, and standing here is the baseball field, Dr. A.B. Weatherby Field here at Clark Central High School, the site of the Region 8 Quad A tournament. Welcome to the WGFS coverage of the Newton Rams postseason. I'm Kevin Holden. To my right is Bill Dolan. This afternoon it's the Newton Rams and the Norcross Blue Devils. Bill, the Newton Rams knocking out the rest of the 1996 regular season with a convincing, in a way, win over the Berkmar Patriots 7-4. There were a lot of walks and a few errors in the game, but the Rams did the one most important thing. They got the clutch hits, and they pitched well at the end, especially Ryan Moon in that last inning, and they broke the jinx at Berkmar High School.
That's right, Kevin, and good afternoon to you and everyone. And what a beautiful day for baseball. They did finally beat that jinx. They also won that 20th game of the season, and they have that momentum. 7 games on the win streak going into this game. Kind of scary field here, a little small, wind blowing out, so a pop fly could end up getting out of the yard quickly.
Got to be honest with you, Bill, I think this might be the smallest park in the region overall. It's close to the dimensions of the Winder Recreational Complex field. It is a little more shallow in left and right and about the same to center, but here's the scary part, the wind's blowing out. Richie Cleary on the mound for the Rams, first pitch strike of the game. Josh Turner leads it off for the Norcross Blue Devils. Second baseman for Norcross, bats right-handed. Wind from Cleary and his pitch inside, ball one. After Turner, Brandon Horn, the third baseman, bats second for the Blue Devils. Steve Horwath is the shortstop batting third, and Ben Johnstone bats cleanup in center field. Swinging a high pop fly left side. Looks like it'll be Easterday's ball. Backpedaling, makes the catch in shallow left center, out number one. Rounding out the order for the Blue Devils, Robbie Blanton, their catcher, followed by Tommy Dillingham, the right fielder. Chris Richter maybe hitting some earthquake-type shots. He's the first baseman hitting seventh. Ryan Steele, the DH, bats eighth, and Ramon De Sanchez, left fielder, the left fielder, bats ninth.
And the Newton Rams around the infield. Stephen Hires at first, Ryan Moon at second, Matt Easterday the shortstop, Doyle Baker down at third.
Cleary winds his first pitch home to Horn. Strike called inside corner. Cleary throwing strikes in the early going.
Around the outfield, Jarvis Johnson with the start in left, Luke Allen in center, and Kerry Gilstrap, the freshman, getting the start out in right field. Chris Middlebrooks behind the plate, and big Richie Cleary on the hill.
The undefeated right-hander deals, and it's fouled back to the screen. Richie Cleary, for the 1996 season, a record of 6-0. His earned run average right now stands at 2.29. In 49 innings, he leads the team in innings pitched with 49, in strikeouts with 54, and unfortunately in walks with 29, but he's given up only 35 hits. Inside to Brandon Horn, count runs to a ball and 2 strikes.
Richie looking sharp early, moving the ball around, getting ahead of the hitters, which is really critical to him.
He goes into his wind. Horn awaits the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Cleary with the off speed coming inside to him, pitching well around the inside corner, and 2 down here.
Kind of an interesting story about Richie Cleary, Kevin. You know how for a lot of games we'd see him get bombed a little bit in the first inning and then kind of come around, and we've always felt like he was fastball happy. Well, it turns out he really wasn't warming up quite enough before the game, so that's all he really had to rely on.
Swinging a hard liner. Easterday, the jumping catch at shortstop. What a play for the Rams shortstop to end the first inning. A momentum builder as Cleary quickly retires the Norcross Blue Devils here in the top half of inning number 1. No scores. We head to the bottom of the first from Dr. A.B. Weathersby Field, Clark Central High School in the classic city of Athens, Georgia. Ram baseball on WGFS, brought to you in part by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
For all your gardening needs, shop at Mayfield Ace Hardware on the square in Covington. They have Ace plastic sheeting, $2.97 each. Ace fiberglass handle tools, $9.99 each. Also a Scott's Easy Green Rotary or Scott's Evan Green drop spreaders, $18.88 each. And Ace Premium Lawn Fertilizer, $5.88 a bag. For all your gardening needs, shop at Mayfield Ace Hardware on the square in Covington.
The best money manager around is a checking account from the Bank of Covington. It's easy to keep track of your income and all your expenses with your checkbook and the detailed monthly statements we send you. It lets you see where you might save money, and it really helps in balancing your budget. If you're not already enjoying such financial assistance, learn all the advantages of a personal checking account at one of the convenient Bank of Covington locations. The Bank of Covington, member FDIC.
Back, sports. Dr. A.B. Weathersby Field. It's playoff time. Newton Rams and the Norcross Blue Devils. Rams escaped in the first inning with no damage. Here to try to get some runs for you, the play-by-play, Mr. Kevin Holden.
Well, some things are unexpected, but thank you very much, Bill Dolan. The Newton Ram lineup here this afternoon against the Norcross Blue Devils, and right-hander Mark Jansen looks like this. Matt Easterday starts it off at shortstop. Ryan Moon is the number 2 batter at second base. Center fielder Luke Allen hits third. Chris Middlebrooks, the catcher, bats cleanup. Richie Cleary, our pitcher, will hit fifth, and Matt Hires, listen to me. Stephen Hires, the first baseman, bats sixth. Lane Floyd is the DH, hitting seventh. Doyle Baker at third base, bats eighth. Jarvis Johnson, the number 9 batter in left field.
And for the Blue Devils of Norcross, Chris Richter is at first base. Josh Turner, the second baseman. Shortstop is Steve Horwith. Brandon Horn at third base. Ramon DeSanchez out in left. Ben Johnstone in center field. Tommy Dillingham in right field. Robbie Blanton, the catcher. Big, tall Mark Jansen on the mound.
The folks that we have spoken to here, Bill, compare Jansen a lot to a pitcher from Brookwood named Dusty Wall, who pitched twice against the Rams. You might remember those 2 games. Jansen delivers fastball strike outside corner to Easterday.
Appears to have a good live fastball. Gets up there in a hurry. I was noticing during warm-ups having a little problem with his breaking ball.
Easterday at 321 coming in. Team leader in homers with 4. 10 runs driven in. Fastball outside part. Easterday swings and misses. He's in a hole here 0-2. He has walked 12 times and struck out 12 times. Perhaps a bit high from your leadoff hitter, but of course, we mentioned he's the team leader in homers. And here he takes the ball high from Jansen.
That's a bit unusual for a leadoff hitter, too, to lead the team at home.
That would, of course, explain the 10 RBI performance for the year. Had 9 extra base hits here, 5 doubles to go with those 4 homers. Jansen the off-speed about 3 feet in front of home plate. If he misses with that off-speed stuff, the Rams are smart enough to sit on it and start hitting the fastball.
Rams have shown an ability to lay off that stuff that's not being thrown for strikes and drill the fastball. So if he doesn't get that off-speed stuff up, you can watch for a lot of Ram base hits.
And speaking of which, Easterday drives one to the left center field gap, and it's in for a base hit and off the wall. Around first, he heads for second base, diving in safely, and a leadoff double for Matt Easterday. Bill, the fence is so shallow here that ball that Easterday hit got to the fence in such a hurry, I was worried they were going to throw him out at second base.
As quickly as it got off the wall, had the center fielder come up with a little bit more cleanly and made a good strong throw, it would have been a very close play at second base. Normally a ball gapped like that is an easy a stand-up double and sometimes even a triple. It was a little scary. These fences are close, only 330 to dead center field.
312 down the left field line and 307 to right, so this is about as much a bandbox as the Grand Canyon is large. Ryan Moon steps to the plate for the Rams. Runner at second, no one out. Jansen stretch and pitch, bounce left side. Shortstop will go to third with it, and out at third base is Matt Easterday. Moon is safe at first, but Easterday going on the pitch. And the shortstop, Steve Horwath, nice job turning and throwing to third.
Matt kind of got caught halfway in between the ball. He had to stop for it and let it go through, and he was really dead deep down there. Coach Brassfield talking to him about it. I think he might have been telling him he should have held a little closer, made sure the ball got through before running with nobody out.
And now Luke Allen. You don't want to ever make the first or last out of an inning at third base, the usual rule of things. Allen swings and drives one deep to left field. Back on the ball goes to Sanchez, still going back. It's out of here. Allen with a home run. He's 10 for his last 15, Bill Dolan, a 667 clip over the last week and a half, and the Rams have the early 2-0 lead, and you can bet the home runs will play a big part this afternoon.
That ball, a routine pop-up at Riverside Park, got up in the wind. The wind is blowing out, and as soon as he hit it, I thought it had a chance to go. The left fielder kind of tried to play back near the fence, and it cleared the fence, not by a whole lot, but quick 2-0 lead for the Newton Rams.
That ball traveled probably 320 or 325 feet, which at Riverside Park, as you mentioned, is still 10 or 15 feet in front of the wall, where the gaps are in the 340s or even low 350s. Now Middlebrooks. Here's a man who could use a base hit, probably likes the short fences. Called strike to him. Middlebrooks comes in at 233, 2 homers, 18 runs driven in.
Chris has struggled a bit at late. Early in the season, he was hitting the ball real well, and that's when he got most of those RBIs. Like you say, he could really use a base hit or two here to get that confidence back up.
Takes a pitch low. 1 ball, 1 strike. In fact, Middlebrooks does not have a hit in his last 14 trips to the plate.
That'll cause that average to plummet for 8.
Marcus Jensen winds and brings it home. And there's a liner on the second base side, but there is Josh Turner, gloves and fires, and they got Middlebrooks. And that's out number 2, and the first baseman, Chris Richter, thought it was out number 3, took the ball and flipped it, kind of rolling it back toward the pitcher's mound, and if someone had been on base, they could have taken advantage.
Well, the Rams got kind of lucky. The base running error by Matt Easterday does not affect the play because he would have scored ahead of Luke Allen's home run anyhow. So when you get breaks like that, you need to take advantage of them.
And now Richie Cleary, he swings and drills one down the third base side, but it's foul. There's a little bit of a hill up the third and first base line, so any ball in foul territory is going to be an adventure here. And the foul territory is very interesting. There's a fence that goes out on the first base side about halfway down the right field line and then stops, and behind it is the hitting cage. So arguably, if a ball gets far enough foul out there, you could run in behind the hitting cages and into the bullpen almost all the way out to the street down the right side to make a catch.
Well, actually, Kevin, it looks like they've drawn a line down there. It looks like that's going to be an out-of-play line, I think. Normally, that's why they would draw a line like that.
Strike called outside corner to Cleary. Got a count of 0-2 on him. And up the third base side, the fence goes all the way down, but it's straight uphill from the foul line, that fence. Cleary coming in with an average of 257. He's hit 3 homers this year. He's driven in 15 runs. Takes the pitch low. 1-2.
And you'd like to see Mark Jansen try to come inside on Richie Cleary with a fastball here, because Richie has hit probably a dozen balls that get out of this park that didn't at Riverside.
The wind, and Jansen brings it home. Sidearm delivery. Cleary just got a piece of it. Mark Jansen likes to occasionally coil just a little bit more away from the hitter and bring the sidearm offering home.
Good job of protecting the plate by Richie Cleary. Had a tough pitch to handle, managed to foul it off and stay alive.
In the first game here this afternoon, the Winder Barrow Bulldogs defeated the Comets of South Gwinnett 7-4. 6-team tournament. 3 teams go from the north and the south. Line and the pitch. Swinging and missing is Richie Cleary. He is down on strikes. Probably chased a ball that was high and outside. However, the Rams pick up a pair of runs, doing so on 2 base hits. And the big one, the home run in the first inning from Luke Allen. That is his second of the season. RBIs number 25 and 26. After an inning of play in the Region 8 Quad A tournament first round, Rams lead the Norcross Blue Devils 2-0. Newton Ram Baseball on WGFS AM 1430. Thank you to East Metro Communications for providing the equipment to bring you the Rams on the road.
Did you know that termites cause more damage to homes annually than fires, floods, and natural disasters combined? To protect your home from termites and other pests, call Cleary Exterminating, 786-4937. They'll send them packing. Termites and beetles, fleas, rats and mice, roaches and ants. Commercial or residential, we can help get rid of what bugs you. Call Cleary Exterminating on Highway 278 in Covington, 786-4937. At Cleary Exterminating, we make mouse calls.
Aside from choosing the right home, it's important to choose the right mortgage loan. At Newton Federal Savings and Loan, we're putting today's low rates together with prompt hometown service in offering special construction perm loans with one-time closing, conventional and balloon mortgages, and more. And servicing of your loan remains right here, too. Newton Federal Savings and Loan, 3175 Highway 278, Covington. FDIC insured and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Dr. A.B. Weathersby Field at Clark Central High School. First pitch strike from Richie Cleary here to start the second inning. Then John Stone leads it off. 2-0, the Rams lead. Cleary winds and delivers, and it's popped up. Shallow center field. Could be an adventure with this win, but Allen makes the play in center field. That's out 1.
Kevin, as you said, the wind is really blowing. Blowing straight behind us. We're right behind home plate, blowing out. Although now Old Glory not blowing too furiously out there, so it's kind of a swirling wind, perhaps. That ball hung up in the air a bit, and Luke had an easy play on it.
In the first game, the wind blew about half the time, and the South Gwinnett Comets defeating the Winder Barrow Bulldogs 7-4, hit 3 home runs. Line from Cleary, and the pitch, that almost hit him inside. Robbie Blanton had to duck way down to miss that one. A ball, no strikes. But all of South Gwinnett's home runs were questionable if they were at a place such as Riverside Park.
And of course, the first one we've seen here off that of Luke probably doesn't make it in very many ballparks around the region.
Line to the pitch to Blanton, swinging a hard grounder third base side. Baker bobbles it. His throw is high and safe at first base is Blanton. And that should be an error on a third baseman, Doyle Baker. That's his 15th of the year. He leads the team in that category. He's had his struggles down there.
Appeared to have the play made, then the ball just popped out of his glove, and at least he didn't compound it by throwing it away. Probably should have stuck it in his pocket after he thought that he wasn't going to get him, but fortunately he made a good throw.
So Blanton will be at first base with one out here for the Blue Devils. Tommy Dillingham will come to the plate. And Andrew Caudell is in as the pinch runner for Robbie Blanton. He's a courtesy runner, which you can do even in the tournament for pitchers and catchers. Go to first base, and Caudell is back. So it's Caudell at first base, and Cleary working to Tommy Dillingham brings the first one home. Missing low with the fastball. Cleary seems to have a good fastball to start this game.
Has a little problem with his breaking ball. The wind can play tricks with the breaking ball. His fastball appears to be live, and it looks like should be able to use it enough. Blue Devils haven't had very many real good swings at him yet in the early going. They've hit pop-up ground balls. That one hit down to Doyle. Wasn't hit hard at all. That's why I was kind of surprising that he didn't come up.
Right-handed batter Dillingham waits. That's a strike, and he was bailing out as he thought that curveball was going to hit him, but it broke at the last second.
Richie gets good control of this curveball. He's very, very tough hit, as he's shown us some of the previous games.
Go to first base, and a close play. Caudell is back. Hires applying the tag very quickly, and that was bang-bang at first base.
Kind of surprising that he went in standing up, having as close as it was, and a little different view. Might have seen the tag applied early enough. I thought for a minute he actually had him down there.
And Caudell is taking a little walk around the first base box here, as he may have been hurt on that play. He was going back in, standing up, and after Hires applied the tag, I noticed that Caudell was waving his arms to keep his balance. I wonder if he did something perhaps to his calf or maybe even his ankle. And Caudell's work may be done after being at first base for just 2 pitches plus a couple of throws over. Caudell is now in the first base dugout, and I think the Blue Devils may come out with a different pitch runner.
Now this is the courtesy runner at the same time. However, is this considered a courtesy runner to run for the courtesy runner, or is he coming in now as a substitute?
And remember that it is only the case for starters that they can be re-entered into a game. Now, I'm not referring to the courtesy runner rule. I'm referring to the rule in high school where you can pull someone out and put them back in. You can do that with anyone one time. You can remove a player and put him back in exactly once. And what that means is for Caudell, who came in to pinch run, if they pinch run for Caudell, can he come back into the game? That is the question, I guess, we will see as we move along, as there is another pinch runner.
This looks like, according to my record, Ryan Steele and Jr.
Interesting, because Steele's the DH, Bill, who's batting in the number 8 spot, so I had no idea he could pinch run in this situation. In fact, if they load the bases, Steele is due up. Interesting enough. That pitch didn't miss by much from Cleary, perhaps a bit high, 2-1. Here he takes a look at the runner, brings it home, and it's low, ball 3. I think I see where the problem is here, Bill. Our listing on the scorecard for Ryan Steele is number 20, and then there he's number 9. What you're looking at is the official program of the Region A Quad A tournament. This question will hopefully be solved shortly. Throw to first base, and the runner is back in there. That's Blanton. He's backed out there at first base. There's a strike called outside corner, full count 3-2. So Blanton came back in for Caudell, who was pinch running for him.
Okay, so that takes care of that problem. I guess they would have had to use the substitute.
Swing and a miss from Tommy Dillingham. He is down on strikes. Out number 2, second strikeout for Richie Cleary. He looks sharp here in the early going, so instead of burning someone, they put in Blanton to come back in as he was pulled originally for a pinch runner, but Caudell is hurt and in the Norcross first base dugout. 2 down. Chris Richter at the plate, and he could hit some Richter scale shots here at Clark Central. Just about anybody could. Cleary the righty. Stretch at his pitch. That's a strike called. Curveball caught the outside corner.
Kevin, I guess as far as lineups, we better go with the lineup you have and disregard the program lineup. I'm going to close it up and forget all about it for right now.
Turn it to the bracket section. We can talk about that. Swinging a foul ball at home plate, making it 0-2 to Chris Richter. South Gwinnett beating Winder Barrow 7-4. Means that they will play, the Winder Barrow Bulldogs will play, I should say, at 2 o'clock against the loser of tonight's game between Heritage and Parkview. The winner of this game plays the winner of that Heritage Parkview game, and the loser of this game, we'll get to that in just a second. Stretch and the pitch, swinging a high foul ball. It's off the screen behind home plate.
That dangerous territory around the old ball field is there's some foul balls that the shattered windshield and the like out behind it.
Richter, a left-handed batter, awaits, and the pitch is high with the fastball. To make it a ball and 2 strikes, 2 down. We're in the second. Rams a 2-0 lead thanks to the home run from Luke Allen. I'm a little confused as to what we have listed here on the scorecard as far as tomorrow's games. So throw to first base, Blanton is back. The Rams are listed, if they win this game, as playing game 6, which should be the 3rd game of that day. There's a swing and a foul ball, first base side. That remains 1-2. But if it's game 6, then that would be the last game, chronologically, that would be played. And we know for a fact that Joe Brassfield told us if the Rams won, they would play at 5 tomorrow.
Perhaps run it up early, too. It's quite right, kind of like mine.
The printing, that's the problem here. Stretch and pitch from Cleary outside, ball 2. Deuce is wild here in the second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cleary can run his record to 7-0 with the victory today. Rams can go to 21-4. 3rd best winning percentage in team history right now. Swinging a bouncer second base side. Boone ran into the runner but still made the play after interfering, or the runner interfering with him, and then threw to first for the out. They don't need the interference call because Richter has thrown out 4-3, but I think they could have put up a fight about that. No runs, no hits, 1 Ram error. 1 man left on base. We've played an inning and a half, 2-0. The Newton Rams lead the Norcross Blue Devils in this first round of the Region 8 Quad A tournament from Clark Central High School. This is Ram Baseball on WGFS, brought to you in part by East Metro Communications.
When you're looking for a garden tractor, you want one that won't back away from the big jobs. You want a Toro wheel horse garden tractor from Coast to Coast Home and Auto. Here's one tractor that's not afraid to get dirty. And with an available 20 horsepower Toro Power Plus engine, it can mow, till, plow, even remove snow without breaking a sweat. But don't take our word for it. See the complete line of Toro wheel horse garden tractors today at Coast to Coast Home and Auto. We think you'll agree they look great in red, but they're even better in earth tones. At Coast to Coast Home and Auto, we'd like to give you some powerful reasons to go get a Toro wheel horse lawn tractor, like an available 16 horsepower Vanguard overhead valve engine, or the largest mowing deck available on any lawn tractor, and a choice between a fully automatic hydrostatic transmission and a shift-on-the-go 5-speed. See one for yourself at Coast to Coast Home and Auto today. We have a full line of Toro wheel horse lawn tractors to choose from, and you'll learn that with so many high-performance features, you can make quick work of almost any job.
Nothing short of breezy, sunny day. We're at Dr. A.B. Weathersby Field as we bring you playoff action. Newton Ram baseball. It doesn't get any more exciting than this. The Rams up 2-0, and here with the play-by-play, my partner, Kevin Holden.
All right, Bill, thank you very much. It'll be Stephen Hires, Lane Floyd, and Doyle Baker due up here for the Rams, and Mark Jansen and the Norcross Blue Devils, bottom half of the second. Well, we're going to get these tournament brackets sorted out sooner or later. We'll give you what we think we have here in just a moment. So I might let you take care of that. That way you can take the blame if it's wrong. How about that? Wind by Jansen and his pitch. A strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
This would be a great time for Stephen Hires to be off on, get it up in the air with the pin blowing out the court fence. Really, young man's confidence.
He's at 258, one homer this year. Takes one, a curveball, low and away. Again, Jansen missing with the curveball. Hires has driven in 15 runs. Finished the regular season with 17 hits and 66 at-bats. Wind and the pitch, swung on it, bounced second base side. A big hop, but a good play from Turner, and he throws out Hires at first base. Bill, we're going to have to watch the right side of the infield and outfield this afternoon. In the first game, South Gwinnett against Winder Barrow, there were at least 3 ground balls that should have been caught by fielders that ended up hitting the fence. They eluded the fielders that much.
Also, it looks like right field could turn into a sun field as the sun goes down.
And the outfield slopes downward as it heads outward toward the fence. So that could cause an adventure for an outfielder or two. Floyd swings and lines one back to the screen foul, 0-1.
Lane Floyd with a good cut there. He's really had his timing down pat, particularly on the fastball. Looked good swinging the bat over the last 2/3 of the season.
He's up to 327 now. Started with limited playing time, but he's in there every day now. 1 home run, 10 runs driven in. They go sidearm, and he swings and misses, 0-2. Even against the left-handed batter, his sidearm pitch, a little bit of trickery there.
Sometimes it will send the tail away from the left, top down.
Jansen winds the 2-strike pitch. Another swing and a miss from Lane Floyd. He's gone, and that's the second strikeout from Jansen. Quickly, 2 down here in the second.
Kind of an off-speed pitch down in the dirt there. Lane went fishing. I think he actually might have got a little piece of it, but the catcher came up with it, and he showed the umpire.
So Mark Jansen has retired 4 straight Ram hitters, and he'll have to deal with Doyle Baker here. Baker at 258 for the year. Texas swing at the first offering, and they'll check the first base umpire who says he did go around, 0-1. Baker without a home run this year. He has driven in 8 runs. 16 hits for him on the year. Called strike outside corner. Baker in the hole here, 0-2.
Kevin, I believe the 3rd inning today is going to be the Hard Luck Cafe wing-ding inning for the Rams.
100 hot wings, let's hope, could go to a winner. This would be the place, wouldn't it? With all of the home runs that could fly out of here. Outside, ball 1, it's 1-2, and finally we might give away some hot wings.
They'll be coming in the top of the 3rd inning. Next, he got to check the first time. First base umpire said no, he went.
A lot of improvements made to this field in the 1996 season. Looks nice. Swinging a high pop fly right side, giving chase the first baseman, Chris Richter, but it bounces beyond him. And it's a foul ball. Count will remain 2-2 to Baker. They put in lights here for the first time this year. They've also built a true bona fide press box that actually is now better than some of the other press boxes in our own sub-region that we've been.
Really a nice job they've done for this tournament, too. A real nice hospitality room. I'd like to thank the folks here for doing it. Such a fine job. Tournament.
Got an interesting thing to tell you about in just a second. Wind and the pitch, swung on his line, past the pitcher and past the second baseman. Base hit into center field. Doyle Baker could be breaking out of his slump, and that's a big boost for the Newton Rams. They could use it out of him.
Good job of hitting by Doyle. He got behind in the count, but was patient, holding off on some of the bad pitches. Took that pitch and just guided it up the middle and got past the pitcher and past the second baseman. Just a fast infield. The ball down on the ground appears, like you said earlier, to get through quickly.
This is the first time, Bill, that the region tournament has been held at an 8-quad-A North school in this decade, the 1990s. Kind of a shock, but it's true. First pitch called strike to Johnson. The Shiloh Generals hosted the tournament in 90 and 91. South Gwinnett, when they were still in the 8-quad-A South, hosted it in 92 and 93. Brookwood the last 2 years. So it's been at least 89 since the last 8-quad-A North school hosted. Park Central is that, an 8-quad-A North school. So to first base, Baker is diving back in.
Heard some stories that Jarvis hit a few out of the guard in batting practice yesterday, so maybe he could get one up into the wind.
Hanson brings it home, and that's a strike around the outside part. Make it 0-2. And it looks as if the hitters are going to need to go up hacking, especially at the outside corner pitches, because the umpire is giving a few inches.
That appeared to be maybe more than a few. Harvey's going to have to protect the plate.
And that one is almost a pitch out. Not called a strike. Robbie Blanton up out of his stance. Perhaps they thought Baker was going there. Kind of the unintentional, intentional pitch out. Johnson at 333 for the year. 13 for 39. Swings and bounces one right back at the mound. Jansen was fooled. Thought it was going to hit him and jumped up and made the play. And he retires Johnson and the Rams. Rams have one hit. They leave that man at first base. We have played 2 innings in the first round of the 8 Quad A tournament from Clark Central High School. Your score is 2-0. The Rams lead the Norcross Blue Devils. Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430, made possible by the folks at East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
The cellular phone business has become extremely competitive, and it's not unusual to see ads offering free cell phones. What gets the consumer's attention these days is an affordable rate plan. Well, if that's what you're waiting for, then listen up. Right now at East Metro Communications, you can get a free cell phone, no connect fee, and cellular service for $14 per month. And that includes 20 minutes of off-peak airtime. That's right, I said $14 and 20 minutes free off-peak airtime. This offer expires April 30th. So go by East Metro Communications, this area's oldest authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular. They're located a quarter-mile east of Newton General on Highway 278, or give them a call at 786-6796.
Certain restrictions apply, cannot be combined with any other offer.
Tradition and excellence since 1946. That's WGFS, AM 1430, Covington.
And we welcome you back to Athens, Georgia, the Classic City, and Dr. A.B. Weathersby Field at Clark Central High School. Well, the Clark Central Gladiators are not in this tournament, but the Newton Rams are, and they lead the Norcross Blue Devils 2-0. We head to the top of inning number 3. My name is Kevin Holden. Bill Dolan will join me momentarily as we bring you play-by-play the region tournament round number 1. Richie Cleary starts off the third, facing Ryan Steele, who swings and takes a weak cut at the first Cleary offering, 0-1. After Steele, we'll see Ramon de Sanchez and then Josh Turner. Big left-handed batter is Ryan Steele. He takes a strike on the outside part.
He really appears to be confused. He doesn't know what to expect from Richie Cleary. Richie way out in front now, 0-2. 2 great pitches. He flew the fastball by him, then a good off-speed pitch catch to the outside corner.
Middlebrook setting up down the middle, swinging a hard grounder left side. Easterday bobbles it, going to still throw, and they got him at first base. And Ryan Steele, a left-handed batter, he's a big man, and I don't mean just muscular. He's a big guy and slow lumbering down that line.
You know, kind of an interesting call by the man in blue down there. I thought he called safe, and then he switched it to out. It was a real strange call, but I was glad to see the fist pump up. So Matt Easterday staying with it and making a strong throw, was able to retire the runner.
And now here's Ramon de Sanchez. De Sanchez, the left fielder for the Blue Devils, right-handed batter. First pitch to him is a strike, 0-1. Cleary coming out and throwing the ball well, throwing strikes.
He's really sharp. He's got good control of all of his pitches right now and getting ahead of all these hitters.
Line to the 0-1 offering, swing and a miss at the curveball, 0-2. We're a few outs away from the Hard Luck Cafe wing-ding inning. We want somebody to win 100 hot wings this afternoon. It could happen, ladies and gentlemen. 0-2 pitch to him. It's bounced on 2 hops to the right side. Moon will cut across and make the play. Throw to Hires, and they got in there. And again, the first base umpire has a unique way of calling the man out at first base.
Close play down there, and that was one of those balls that can get caught in between. Stephen had a tough time getting back. Richie Cleary doing his job, broke for first base, but backed off when he saw that Brian Moon was going to make the play, and Stephen covered the bag, and they got the out.
Now Josh Turner. Turner, his first time up, hit a high pop fly that Easterday caught. He butts up the first base line, but Cleary quickly off the mound, retires him at first base. Nice job fielding the ball from Richie Cleary. 1-2-3 go the Blue Devils. Man, we are ever flying here at Clark Central High School. The region tournament round 1, 2-0 Rams. The wing-ding inning coming up. It's Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430. We want to thank East Metro Communications. They help us to bring you even the playoffs in 1996.
For all your gardening needs, shop at Mayfield Ace Hardware on the square in Covington. They have Ace plastic sheeting, $2.97 each. Ace fiberglass handle tools, $9.99 each. Also, a Scott's Easy Green Rotary or Scott's Evan Green drop spreaders, $18.88 each. And Ace Premium Lawn Fertilizer, $5.88 a bag. For all your gardening needs, shop at Mayfield Ace Hardware on the Square in Covington.
What's the crowd favorite at parties any time of the year? Why, it's hot wings from the Hard Luck Cafe. With flavors ranging from extra mild to TNT, they can placate any palate. There are 3 convenient locations to serve you. One in Madison, one in Conyers, and the original Little Red Building in Covington. So stop by for the best hot wings around or call ahead so your order will be ready when you get there. In Covington, the number is 787-0421. That's 787-0421.
And yes, indeed, it is time for the Hard Luck Cafe Wing Ding Inning. Newton Ram Baseball coming to you live from Dr. A.B. Weathersby Field in beautiful Athens, Georgia. Someone's chance to win up to 100 hot wings. Here to tell you about it, Kevin Holden.
Thank you very much, Bill Dolan. Our Wing Ding Inning is our chance to give you currently 100 hot wings. That's the current jackpot. It's from the Hard Luck Cafe, the Little Red Building down in the former Nationwide Shopping Plaza on 278. If you'd like to become a part of the Wing Ding Inning, put your name, address, and phone number on a postcard. Send it to the Wing Ding Inning, care of WGFS Radio, P.O. Box 869, Covington, Georgia 30210. You could also bring it by our studios on Hendrick Street. You can fax us an entry. 784-9892 is our fax number, and any other of a plethora of ways to get those entries to us. First man up is Matt Easterday, and the first contestant in our Wing Ding Inning this afternoon is Doris Womack, who lives on Williams Street in Oxford. Lined by Jansen, and his pitch outside for a ball. Now, Bill, we've got all the factors going here. Short field, the wind is blowing out, and you've got a fastball pitcher.
In the top of the order.
Oh, wow. I would say about as good a chance as we've had all year. Swinging a hard liner first base side. Look what I found, says the first baseman as he steps on the bag for the first out. Richter just happened to put the glove in the right spot.
Kind of really did appear that way. His head was looking in other directions on that rifle shot hit by Matt Easterday. But the ball went into the glove, and who's our next contestant, Kevin?
Ryan Moon bats for Brittany Harper, who lives on Dixie Trail here in Covington. So Brittany Harper, our person who could have 100 hot wings here. Now, of course, Ryan Moon is not the #1 long ball threat on this team. In fact, he's probably not in the top 10 as far as long ball threats. He has not hit one yet this year, but hey, you never know. Lined by Jansen, and the pitch. It's low. Moon thought about going after it, but it's 1-0. And with this field, all he has to do is hit a solid line drive.
And especially with the wind blowing out, if he can get one up into the wind, Ryan Moon could have his first ding of the season and win 100 hot wings for Brittany Harper.
Bobby Blanton gives the sign. That's a strike. Caught the outside corner. Evens it up here at 1-1. 2-0 Rams in the Wing Ding Inning. We're at Dr. A.B. Weathersby Field at the corner of Baxter and Rock Springs in Athens. Line and the pitch bounced foul at home plate. Good job of getting a piece of that. It's 1-2.
And Ryan appeared to just basically be protecting the plate there, trying to keep it from going by, and he just did get a piece of it.
On deck is Luke Allen. You know what he did his first time up, so whoever the contestant will be for Luke Allen is going to be a happy individual. Moon reached on a fielder's choice and came around to score on Allen's home run his first time up. That was in the first inning as the Rams took the lead. Takes one here just off the outside corner. A good eye from the Rams' second sacker. So Brittany Harper, perhaps you're hoping he'll be swinging the bat here 2-2. If it is, and he hits a long one, going to have a large dinner table. Hope you have it. Called strike 3. Jansen going with the sidearm offering, and there's a lot of room being given around the outside part.
And Ryan didn't appear real happy with that call. It did appear to be quite a bit off the outside part of the plate, but Helm's been calling that so far, and he's calling it consistently, so he's going to have to dig in a little bit and try to protect that outside part of the plate.
And now Luke Allen, he bats for Ken Malcolm. So Ken, you're right now a lucky individual because Allen has the hottest bat on this team. Takes the first one, strike 1, inside corner. Malcolm lives in a P.O. box in Covington, Georgia. Sorry, I had to use that joke. I've heard the Braves announcers do that for years. The wind, and Jansen brings home the off-speed pitch. That one missed low.
You know what, Kevin? It didn't sound any better when you did it than when they do it.
Nope, not a bit.
Let it go next time.
Allen the home run to left field in his first at bat. Wind in the pitch, swings and taps it foul over by the Norcross dugout. Goes to 1-2.
Good cut and off-speed pitch there by Luke. He got out in front of it and actually just kind of hit on top of it. Trying to time that off-speed pitch and drive it. Trying to win 100 hot wings for Ken Malcolm.
Mr. Malcolm would be a very happy man if he saw a good hard fastball here, 1-2. Wind in Jansen's pitch, the hard fastball, but it's low. Not hittable.
With the count working more into Luke's favor now, even up at 2-2, so he can look for once again probably a good hard fastball.
That is definitely Jansen's bread and butter pitch. No doubt by anyone in the house. But he throws the curveball, and Allen goes down, swinging and missing, and so Jansen striking out 2 here in the third inning. Well, the Hard Luck Cafe wing-ding inning for about the 20th time this year does not yield a winner, but tomorrow we'll be bringing it to you either at 2 or at 5 o'clock as we bring you the wing-ding inning, and hopefully, somebody can pick up some hot wings from the Hard Luck Cafe. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. 2-0 Rams. We're headed for inning number 4 from Dr. A.B. Weathersby Field at Clark Central High School. East Metro Communications helps to bring you Ram baseball on WGFS.
Hey there, Carl the Greenskeeper here for the Hard Luck Cafe. You know me, I'm the guy who delivers hot wings to the trivia show every Saturday morning. Randy wanted me to be sure and let everyone know that the Hard Luck now has 3 locations. That's one in Conyers, one in Madison, and of course the original location in Covington. You know, that's that little red building down there where Nationwide used to be. So for the best hot wings around, stop by the Hard Luck or call ahead so your wings will be ready when you get there. I can't remember all the numbers, but in Covington it's 787-0421. That's 787-0421. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to tell them that Carl sent you.
The Bank of Covington offers full-service banking and convenient locations. And you can find what you want in a checking account, savings plan, simple interest loan, and 24-hour automatic banking that gives you access to over 8,000 ATMs throughout the Southeast and the USA. Just what you would expect from a leading financial institution. The Bank of Covington, member FDIC, an equal opportunity lender.
Welcome back to Dr. A.B. Weathersby at Clark Central High School. Region 8 Quad A tournament continues with the Rams on top of Blue Devils of Norcross, 2-0. Braden Horn swings and misses at the first offering from Richie Cleary at 0-1. Wind and the 0-1 pitch called strike outside corner, 0-2. I'd love to see a count right now on the number of balls and strikes he's thrown, especially on the first pitch.
He hasn't thrown very many balls. I think he only got deep into a count. One time I remember a 3-1 count where he came back and struck the hitter out. But that's the only time I remember him even going to 3 balls.
Brings that one in up high, a ball, 2 strikes. Got a nice view of home plate here. We'd mentioned the additions they made. One of them is an outdoor press area just off to the left of the normal press box where radio types can do their games. And we have a great view of home plate here right on top of the plate, almost like the aerial views you see on TV games. It's outside, even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Richie really appears to have his good stuff today. He looks as sharp today as I've seen him in any game this season, and he had some great games.
Middlebrook setting up inside here. The 2-2 was there, but not strike 3. Missed just an inch or 2 low. So we run full here on Brandon Horn, 3-2 after Horn and Steve Horwath, then Johnstone. Folks, Norcross only base runner reached base on an error. We'll leave it at that. Flying the 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Blew him away with the fastball, 1 down.
That pitch was a strike any way you looked at it. He painted the outside corner down around the knees. Very tough pitch to hit, and just good velocity, and appeared to have some good movement on it. As you say, we have a good view here. You could really see that ball tailing a little bit there.
And now Steve Horwath, who is 0 for 1, hitting a hard liner that Easterday made the leaping catch for. In the first, swings and misses at the first pitch that gets by Middlebrook, 0-1. Good sign that Cleary has thrown so many first pitch strikes that Horwath is going up there hacking and swung at a pitch outside the strike zone.
Well, he was looking for that heater, and he got the off-speed breaking ball way in the dirt, but couldn't stop because of Richie's good fastball today.
Curveball from Cleary was actually behind his head, and Middlebrooks went up there to make the catch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
One of the few times Richie has really thrown a bad pitch today.
Going back outside here, the pitch in the dirt with the fastball. Behind 2-1. Can't think of too many hitters he's been behind on here, but he is on Steve Horwath.
He ended up getting behind in the count, went full on the previous hitter, but did come back to strike him out.
The wind, Cleary's pitch on the way. And they're saying perhaps he went. They'll check the first base up. Yes, they say he went around. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now.
I think that first base umpire likes to raise that hand. He's called everything, every check swing a strike and everything. So, but that one really did appear like he had gone from our vantage point.
Wind to the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. And the home plate umpire is being consistent. Has a very large strike zone, giving a lot on the outside corner, but he's doing so to both Norcross and Newton. And if you're a head coach, that's okay.
That's right. That's all you really ask for is that consistency. That pitch probably about in the same area where Ryan Moon was called out on, so Richie Cleary gets the benefit of it.
With 2 down, first pitch missing high to Ben Johnstone. He drove one high to right center field that Allen was able to make the catch on a few innings back. Wind in the pitch. That's a hard liner. Easterday, the backhand play behind second base, and he throws him out. And Matt Easterday is having a stellar game at shortstop as he's made 2 spectacular plays in the first 4 innings here. Norcross goes down 1-2-3. Cleary has retired 8 straight. And again, we say the only man to have reached base for Norcross has done so via an error by third baseman Doyle Baker. The Region 8 Quad A tournament on WGFS AM 1430. We want to thank East Metro Communications. Without them, we wouldn't be able to bring you the game from Clark Central this afternoon.
At Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies, we've got you covered. With vinyl, wallpaper, carpet, wood, parquet, VCT tile, interior design service, carpet cleaning service, and blinds. They're the largest and most complete carpet store serving Newton, Rockdale, and Morgan counties, Lake Oconee, and surrounding areas. They specialize in residential and commercial flooring. Their professional carpet consultants and interior designer will bring samples to your home, take measurements, and quote you a price all in one visit. Call them, Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies, 786-9245, 786-9245, or in Madison, 342-3869, 342-3869. Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies.
On demand, we're back from Clark Central High School, Dr. A.B. Weathersby Field. This game not even 40 minutes old, and we're halfway done, which means that taking over the play-by-play duties for the final half of this Ram Blue Devil affair, Bill Dolan.
Thank you very much, Kevin Holden. I believe we have a final on the Braves game. Would you like to give it to everyone?
I would, Bill. The Braves didn't have the best of days today. They lost to the San Francisco Giants 7-0. The win goes to Mark Gardner, and the Rams, the Braves starter, Jason Schmidt, got hit kind of hard by the Giants this afternoon.
Well, the Braves did have the win last night, but they didn't quite have it today. Hopefully, the Newton Rams will have it today. Chris Middlebrooks leads it off here in the bottom of the 4th inning already, batting against Mark Jansen. Chris grounded out sharply to the second baseman his first time. A ball took a big hop right at the edge of the grass. Here's the first pitch, swing and a miss at a fastball as Jansen ripped it right by Middlebrooks. He's behind in the countdown, no balls and 1 strike.
And you know Middlebrooks is taking a look at the 312 sign down the left field line and thinking that perhaps 1 fastball up just a little.
Here's the pitch. Line drive down the third baseline. Third baseman up, throws, and it's off the line, and he tags, and he is out. Good play by Brandon Horn. Made an throw off the line a little bit. Chris Richter came off the bag to get it and was able to tag Middlebrooks.
Yeah, Richter did a great job. The throw was the home plate side of first base, and he had to come across it. Thankfully, for the Norcross Blue Devils, he's left-handed, because as he caught the ball, that's when he came across to tag Middlebrooks.
That brings Richie Cleary to the plate. Richie having a little chat with the umpire, both of them chuckling a little bit. Here's the first pitch to Rich, and it's low and away in the dirt, ball 1.
Don't suppose it has anything to do with the wing-ding inning and how we can't seem to get a winner?
Probably not. Richie was a strikeout victim his first time chasing a bad ball. Like to do something a little different this time. Here's the 1-0 to Big Rich. Fastball low and away, 2-0 the count. Richie Cleary could help his own cause here. Mark Jansen has his sign. Here's the pitch to Rich. And that's a ball low and away. 3 balls and no strikes. Richie Cleary, 3 dings on the season, and several long fly balls that would probably get out here if he can get one up in the wind. 3-0, do you cut him loose, Kevin?
Possibly so.
Here's the pitch, and he had the green light and had a vicious cut that came up empty.
Got to remember a couple of things. The Rams are up by 2, and wanting to stay aggressive, try to add to that lead. It's still a close game. Plus, remember the dimensions of the field, and the wind has been blowing out.
Here's the 3-1 to Rich. Swinging a long one down the right field line, out into the street, and fortunately, no cars right at the moment. Just missing a brand-new van as it drove by.
Imagine the van driving by on Baxter Street, headed for the University of Georgia, and suddenly a baseball drops in front of it. That has to be an odd sight.
Count runs full now to Richie Cleary. Here's the pitch. Swinging a shot into left field for a base hit. Richie Cleary waited on a breaking ball and then yanked it through into left field.
You can see how strong Richie Cleary was from that last play. The pitch was in literally on his hands, and he could fight it off that well. Get a clean base hit would be the equivalent of what a lot of right-handed batters could do normally. But Cleary, certainly a strong man, and they're not going to take chances with him on the base paths. They'll pitch run for him.
And that's going to be Matt Vaughn, the man who has scored more runs than he has at bats this season. He's done a good job for the Rams in that role. The Rams have several key role players. Matt Vaughn being one of them, Britt Mask another. And up and down the roster, everyone has contributed. Stephen Hires up to the plate. Takes the first one, about 6 inches over his head. That's ball 1.
I'll tell you another person who has been a key addition for this team, or a key player, is Brandon Smith. Comes in, plays a solid second base, and allows the Rams to do some juggling because their other second baseman, Ryan Boone, has had to pitch 13 innings this year.
Stephen fouls one back to the screen. That evens the count now at 1-1. Stephen Hires, of course, part of the first family of baseball of Covington, the Hires family. Older brother Tim, now a member of the Detroit Tigers. Second in line, Matthew, playing on the reigning junior college champions, Middle Georgia, and now Stephen, the starting first baseman for the Rams. 1-1 the count. Hanson brings it home, swing and a miss at the high heat. Runner going, and he is out. Kind of a delayed steal, I think, there, Kevin, and Matt Vaughn didn't really fool anybody. The catcher, looking right at him, gunned it down there, and a good tag by the shortstop as he came across. Vaughn with a good attempt to get out of the way, but unable to do so.
Thought maybe some of the luck from Richie Cleary and that delayed steal would rub off, but it didn't happen.
Here's the pitch to Hires. All 2 high and away. That evens the count. 2-2. 2 outs now. Rams still up by a deuce. 2-0. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Playoff action on WGFS AM 1430. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at the fastball, and Hires comes up empty. That's going to do it for the Rams in the bottom of the 4th inning. They failed to score, but they did have 1 hit. There was no errors and nobody left on base. We head now, believe it or not, already to the top of the 5th inning. Your score is still Newton 2 and Norcross on the schneid. You're listening to Newton Ram Baseball on WGFS AM 1430, and it's made possible by all the fine folks down at East Metro Communications.
Did you know that termites cause more damage to homes annually than fires, floods, and natural disasters combined? To protect your home from termites and other pests, call Cleary Exterminating, 786-4937. They'll send them packing. Termites and beetles, fleas, rats and mice, roaches and ants. Commercial or residential, we can help get rid of what bugs you. Call Cleary Exterminating on Highway 278 in Covington, 786-4937. At Cleary Exterminating, we make mouse calls.
If you're age 60 or better, Newton Federal has created benefits especially for you. Our Now Interest checking account pays current market interest on your entire checking balance, not just part of it, if you maintain a $100 balance. And we offer it to our 60-plus customers with no minimum balance requirements and no monthly maintenance fees. Talk with us today at Newton Federal Savings and Loan, FDIC insured. After all, you deserve the best.
Half of inning number 5 from Dr. A.D. Weathersby Field. The Region 8 Quad A tournament continues. This is the first round of games, and the Rams lead right now 2-0. Bill Dolan has your play-by-play.
Thank you very much, Kevin Holden. And Robbie Blanton leads it off. He's the only base runner so far for the Blue Devils of Norcross. He reached on an error by the third baseman of the Rams, Doyle Baker. He bats here in the top of the 5th inning. Big Richie brings it home, and there's a called strike and a beauty on the outside corner.
He's thrown a ton of first pitch strikes and with different pitches. He's thrown a fastball for first pitch strike several times. The curveball, and there it looked like a straight change.
Very much in control of all of his pitches. Works quickly and brings the 0-1. Just a little bit high and tight.
Another thing about Cleary's performance that's important here, you want to try to keep the ball on the ground and let the defense do the work. Of the last 8 outs, Bill, 3 strikeouts, 5 ground outs.
In fact, only 1 ball has actually been hit out of the infield.
The Rams side helped to convince the home plate umpire that he had to appeal, but they didn't make as much noise there.
Here's the 2-1 from Richie, swinging a shot up the middle. Matt Easterday gloves, whirls, throws, high. And that will be an error on the shortstop. Made a great play to get it to keep it from going up, but then threw it away. So he's 6th in your scorebook there.
And you feel bad for Matt Easterday, but it's a legitimate call. He made a good play on that ball, and a lot of shortstops wouldn't have been able to get to that. Looked a lot like the play that he made last inning, whirling and firing a la Cal Ripken. The only trouble was this time he should have had the base runner, and the throw was high.
And that's going to bring Tommy Dillingham to the plate. He was a strikeout victim his first time. Looking down to the third base coach to get the sign. Look for some kind of sacrifice or something here as the Blue Devils try to get something going.
In a 2-0 game, the Blue Devils still very much in this thing, and if they could sacrifice a runner over and cut that Ram lead in half, it's a good psychological boost for them.
And Robbie Plant still running for himself again. I guess they only had 1 courtesy runner. I don't know.
Maybe they're confused by the start as we were.
Here's the pitch, and it's a ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes to Tommy Dillingham.
The rosters in the Region A Quad A program are quite different from the one we received here in the press box before the game.
Here's the 1-0. And there's a strike called a fastball, and Dillingham didn't appear anywhere near ready to pull the trigger on that one.
And now he's got to adjust for that fastball and look for it, which would be the ideal time for Cleary to perhaps come in with a different pitch.
1-1. Short is up the bunt, and good play by Cleary, throwing over to first because they made the Blue Devil hitter tip his hand before he wanted to. Well, you see pitchers throw over to first a lot of times, and they did tip their hand that they were going to attempt the bunt here. 1-1 the count. Cleary checks the runner, brings it home. He is going to bunt, and it's a ball. They got the runner picked off, and Chris Middlebrooks had the ball come out of his hand. He was going to throw either to first or down to second. The ball came out of his hand, and I guess credit a stolen base on the play to the runner, Robbie Plant. Very strange play. The Rams had him picked off.
The interesting thing is, Cleary's throw to first base set up the fact that the Rams broke the play of the Norcross Blue Devils. They were thinking about the bunt, but the runner was caught between first and second, and Cleary's throw to first and tipped the hand set all that up. And Middlebrooks, as he was pulling the hand back, is when the ball started to come out. It started to come loose there, so by the time he went up to throw, the ball came out, and it was about a 5-foot throw from him.
2-1 the count. That last one was called a ball. Here's the pitch. Swinging skied to right field. Kerry Gilstrap towards the line. Dives and comes up with it. Here's the throw back in, and the runner tags and down to third with only 1 out.
Well, Gilstrap certainly has a strong arm, as we saw in that throw in, but had a little trouble judging the ball there. He's got the sun in his eyes, and he's playing in the 8 Quad A tournament after spending most of the year with Stanley Allen's junior varsity squad, so got to know the butterflies are going there.
And that brings Chris Richter, the big first baseman, to the plate. Richie needs the pop-up or the strikeout here. The Ram infield's going to play at normal depth, except at the corners they're playing in. They'll sacrifice the run for the out. Here's Richie's first pitch, and it's a ball for some reason.
If it missed maybe an inch or two low.
Hard to tell where that one was. It looked like a good pitch. One of the few times he's been behind after the first pitch. Want to know the count. Here's the next offering. Just off the outside corner of the plate. That makes it 2-0. Suddenly the plate appears to have shrunk. 2-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Try called as Richie battles back. 2-1 the count now as he threw the fastball.
I am certainly no umpire, Bill Dolan, but I can tell you that I thought that was the worst of those 3 pitches.
Certainly appeared to be a little lower, but who knows. Here's the 2-1. Swing and drilled and in for a base hit. And that'll bring a run home for the Norcross Blue Devils, and that's going to be the first hit of the ball game for the Blue Devils. Not hit hard, but just kind of looped into left field. And that makes the score now 2-1. So the misplays have turned out to hurt the Rams here in the 5th inning.
They had 2 shots at Robbie Blanton. The first one on the ground ball to shortstop Easterday where he made the bad throw. They also had him on the sacrifice play where he was caught, and they allowed him to have the stolen base, and that enabled him to move up on the sac fly and score on that single. If they catch him in either circumstance or even hold him at first base on the sacrifice play, then on the fly ball, first of all, he would not advance, and then on the single, he might go to second, and at the most third. Right now, Ryan Moon is healing a little at second base. Probably with this wind, something ended up in his eye.
Umpire out there and checks on him, but he appears to be okay. Richie Cleary, like a good leader, and pitcher went out to check to make sure young Moon was okay. Ryan Moon made it through the entire regular season without an E by his name. Almost impossible for a second base. Kickoff play and just back in time. That brings Ryan Steele up to the plate, the designated hitter. Steele, quite large in size. If he gets one up in the air here, the Rams could be looking on the short end of the score. Here's the first one to him, way high for a ball. 1-0 the count.
Based on his first at bat, 2 things I would not do to him. I would not throw in pitches on the outer half of the plate, first of all, and second, I would try to keep the ball probably as much a fastball as possible, because he was really fooled by fastball of Cleary.
Swinging a shot up the middle. Over to second for 1, over to first. They got them both. The old wholesaler, Ryan Moon to Matt Easterday to Stephen Hires, and the Rams get out of it. And for the Blue Devils in that inning, they did score 1 run, although it was unearned. They had 1 hit, 1 costly Ram error, and nobody left on base. We head now to the bottom of the 5th. The Rams still on top, but by the slightest of margins as they lead 2-1. This is Newton Ram playoff action. It doesn't get any more exciting than this. You're listening right here on WGFS, AM 1430, and it's made possible by those fine folks at East Metro Communications.
There are some who say you can't put a price on quality, but here at Coast to Coast Home and Auto, you'll find it's more affordable. That's because you can now get the legendary quality of a Toro Recycler lawnmower for as little as $299. Toro's exclusive recycler technology cuts grass clippings so well, you could even miss a week and still get a great-looking lawn without bagging. Stop in and see us today at Coast to Coast Home and Auto, where you can get the Toro you've always wanted for as little as $299. So you finally decided this is the year you'll buy that new Toro Recycler lawnmower. You know, the one that gives you a great-looking, healthy lawn without bagging? Well, we at Coast to Coast Home and Auto would like to be the first to congratulate you on your excellent sense of timing. That's because for qualified buyers, you can buy it now with no payments or interest charges for 90 days. 90 days is as good as cash here at Coast to Coast Home and Auto, where you'll not only get a great Toro mower, you'll also buy some time.
Welcome back, Dr. A.B. Weathersby Field here at Clark Central High School in Athens, Georgia. It's the Rams taking on the Norcross Blue Devils, a 1-run lead here to try to add to it. The Rams and Bill Dolan.
Thank you very much, Kevin Holden. Lane Floyd leads it off for the Rams. He was the strikeout victim his first time and appeared to be fooled on a breaking ball. Here's the first pitch to him, and way inside and up high, ball 1. Manson still appears to be throwing hard. He's had pitched a whale of a ball game. The only thing that's hurt him was the pop-fly home run off the bat of Luke Allen. That's the difference in the game. Rams, in fact, only have 3 hits themselves, or make it 4. Here's the pitch. Floyd chops one up the middle. Shortstop comes in. Horwath throws in the dirt. Scoop. Look what I got, says Chris Richter again, and with the snow cone this time to retire Lane Floyd.
Horwath made a good play coming across towards second base, and his throw was a little low. Richter at first base pulls his head away from the play and still somehow managed to dig that ball out. So Richter has lady luck on his side this afternoon.
On 2 occasions. That brings Doyle Baker to the plate. He had a C-9 single up the middle his first time. That one brushes him back off the plate and almost hit him on the sleeve. 1-0 the count. Rams up only 2-1 now in the bottom of the 5th. Doyle Baker at the plate. Here's the 1-0. Check swing, ball up high, 2-0.
Bill, this tournament here at Clark Central has done a lot for this program. Not only did they get the lights in the press box, they were in the race to make this up until the last day of the season.
2-0 to Doyle. And there's a strike called right down Central. At Clark Central. 2-1 the count now. Doyle Baker trying to get something started here in the fifth for the Rams. Here it comes. Bringing a shot down the right field line. Curving. Foul. And over on top of the batting cage.
They've made a lot of improvements over the years here. Every year they've added at least one thing, and this year, as we mentioned, the field much better as they prepared for all the folks to come in for the 8 Quad A tournament.
2-2. Chance steps off and Doyle Baker steps out. Now we're ready to go. 2-2 the count. Here it comes to Baker. And about 58 feet. Ball 3. 3-2 the count.
Nansen again having trouble with the off-speed pitches. Pay more attention to this in an inning like the fifth than you would the first, because that's the start of the sign that he could be running out of gas.
Full count to Baker. Here it comes. Swinging a drive to right field, going back at the wall and squeezed by Tommy Dillingham. That ball got up into the wind and had a chance, but didn't quite have enough sting in it.
All you've got to do is get one up in the air and get a little bit of lift on it here, even if you're going to the off-field like Baker did, and you can get one out of here. And honestly, off the bat, I thought, based on what I'd seen the home runs in the first game, that had a good chance.
Here's though the wind might be shifting a little more towards left field, though, as we look at Old Glory. Jarvis swings and rips one down the left field line, and look out cars, and bounces over all of them and into the apartment complex.
That's very close to my car right there, so I'm glad he hit that as well as he did. If he'd gotten under that a little more, I might have been paying some extra money.
Jarvis Johnson up to the plate. He grounded out his first time back to the pitcher. 2 outs here quickly in the fifth. Jarvis swings and rips it right back here. Look out.
Wake up the announcer's crew.
That ball landed probably about 2.5 feet from the front of my nose, Kevin.
We are right behind the screen here. Of course, the screen is good protection, but still with that ball coming right at you, you flinch just a little bit.
0-2. Here's the pitch. And that managed to stay outside for a ball. 1-2 the count now. Jarvis bats here with 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth. Rams on top, 2-1. Mark Jansen working for the Blue Devils. Gets the sign from Robbie Blanton. Here it comes. High and tight. 2-2 the count now to Jarvis.
I'll tell you, Mark Jansen has been impressive throughout this game, Bill. He throws hard, throws both overhand and every once in a while sidearm, but he hasn't walked a single batter. For someone with his speed, he's keeping the ball around the plate.
Here comes the 2-2. Swinging a shot. That'll fall into left field for a base hit for Jarvis Johnson. Once again, a ball not hit tremendously hard, but had just enough to get over the infield and in front of the outfield. With the short field, it almost hurts the outfielders. They've got to play so close to the fence that ball dropped in front of the left field.
In fact, I talked about that with Joe Brassfield before the game today. Asked him where he would play his outfielders, because if you play them in normal position here, they have probably 10 feet back to go before they reach the fence. He thought he might play them up a little more shallow, but then the way that takes away the gaps and gives the hitters more doubles, he decided to play them back.
That brings Matt Easterday to the plate. Matt 0 for 2 on the day. Takes the ball up high. Or make that 1 for 2. He led off the first at bat. He had a ringing double into the gap, and then he grounded out to the first baseman unassisted on a, hey, what have I got in my glove by Chris Richter. On and on the count. Here's the pitch, and there's a called strike. 1-1 the count. We'd like to say hi to our good friend Chris Bridges in attendance here from the Covington News covering the game. And you can read about the Rams' victory, hopefully, in the copy of the Covington News coming up. Now published 3 times weekly. At Easterday, 1-1. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, shot up the middle, base hit. Johnson round second, and he'll hold there. Easterday waited on that pitch and sent it right back where it came from. Rams with a 2-out rally going here.
Rams have the right idea right now against Mark Jensen, and that is, don't try to pull the ball. Wait on the fastball and try to go to the off-field with it. You remember Jarvis Johnson moved his hands up a little bit farther against the fastball. Moving it up toward the front end of the plate meant the bat would trail by about half an inch. It seems like a minute distance, but it's the difference between an out to the pitcher and a base hit to left field. With Easterday, same thing. His hands are a little farther out in front. That got him behind the ball and got him to hit the ball in the off-field.
And Matt really hit that ball hard. He's, like you said, he waited on it. And and just send it right back where it came from. That's what you really need to do on that off-speed pitch. Don't try to pull it. Just hit it where it comes from. And as wee Willie Keeler used to say, hit it where they ain't. And nobody was there where Easterday's ball landed.
Rams have hit it where they ain't 6 times so far in 5 innings, and good enough for the 2-1 lead. But Bill, as quick-moving as this game is, you'd never feel comfortable, especially in a region tournament where you've got a team like Norcross who had to play well, obviously, to make it here.
That's true. They're in the tournament, so they got to have something. That's going to bring Ryan Boone to the plate. Boone reached on a fielder's choice and scored ahead of Luke Allen's home run, then was called out on strikes on a pitch, we'll say, in the vicinity of the outside corner. Ram runners at first and second. 2 outs, though. Bottom of the 5th inning. Ryan Boone. Here's the pitch. And there's the ball that bounces, gets away. The catcher doesn't see it. Jarvis Johnson couldn't decide whether to go or not. And by the time he realized the catcher had lost it, the catcher found it, he scurried back to second.
Well, the catcher, Robbie Blanton, was headed back a few steps, and when he headed back, he was looking straight down. And that gave Johnson the cue that he had found the ball. So Johnson took a step back towards second base, and the second his momentum shifted back is when Blanton realized he couldn't find the ball.
1-0 to Moon. Here's the pitch. That's down low. 2-0 the count. Dangerous Luke Allen on deck. So Hampton doesn't want to walk Moon here and load him up for Allen. Ryan Moon pounds that War Club on the platter. Looks out. Here's the pitch. Swinging a shot. And right to the first baseman. This could be close play. And just out. The first baseman, Chris Richter, stood there. And Mark Jansen a little slow getting off the mound. And by about a half a step, Jansen beats Ryan Moon to the bag. Rams failed to score in that inning. They did have 2 hits. There were no errors. And they left 2 runners on base. We're heading now to the top of the 6th inning. Your score is still Newton 2 and Norcross 1. This is Newton Ram Baseball, brought to you live on WGFS AM 1430, and it's made possible by all those fine folks at East Metro Communications.
The cellular phone business has become extremely competitive, and it's not unusual to see ads offering free cell phones. What gets the consumer's attention these days is an affordable rate plan. Well, if that's what you're waiting for, then listen up. Right now at East Metro Communications, you can get a free cell phone, no connect fee, and cellular service for $14 per month. And that includes 20 minutes of off-peak airtime. That's right, I said $14 and 20 minutes free off-peak airtime. This offer expires April 30th. So go by East Metro Communications, this area's oldest authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular. They're located a quarter mile east of Newton General on Highway 278, or give them a call at 786-6796.
Certain restrictions apply, cannot be combined with any other offer.
Tradition and excellence since 1946. That's WGFS, AM 1430, Covington.
And we welcome you back to Dr. A.B. Weathersby Field in the classic city, Athens, Georgia. Clark Central High School. It is the Newton Rams and the Norcross Blue Devils. Bill Dolan with your 6th inning of play-by-play.
Thank you very much, Kevin Holden. And there's the first pitch, and it's fouled back. This is Ramon DeSanchez, the left fielder for the Blue Devils. He's behind in the count now. No balls and 1 strike. Kevin, we just found out an interesting statistic about Norcross pitching.
Well, we were talking about the pitcher, Mark Jansen, and how he was keeping the ball around the plate despite throwing at least seemingly in the mid-80s, perhaps harder, and that's a rare thing. We found out the young man has walked only 12 people all year, and that's tremendous for somebody with his speed. His speed is equal to Richie Cleary, and Cleary is a great pitcher, but he's walked 32 this year.
Here's the 0-1, and it's just a little bit low, I guess, for a ball. 1-1 the count now to DeSanchez.
That statistic courtesy of the folks hosting this tournament at Clark Central High School.
Playing in a foul down the right field line as DeSanchez couldn't catch up with the Cleary fastball, and fortunately it looked like there were no cars at the moment as it zinged out into the street.
I can imagine that's probably a race to see how many batters can hit cars as they go by during the year.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swinging a low number. Stephen Hires going back. Cannot get it as he turns the wrong way. And that'll be the 2nd hit of the game for the Blue Devils.
And watch Hires. He's getting up very slowly out there. He had a tough play on that, was running behind him and then had to look over his shoulder and started to trip as the ball was coming down. Safe at first base is DeSanchez.
Really a tough break for Richie Cleary and the Rams. That ball not hit at all. He was really fooled, jammed, and it looped, and Stephen Hires got turned just a little bit the wrong way and unable to come up with it. So the leadoff hitter on base for the Blue Devils here. And that's going to bring Josh Turner, the second baseman, up to the plate. Turner is 0 for 2 with a pop-up to the shortstop, and he grounded back to Richie Cleary. Rams up 2-1. We're in the 6th already. A fast-moving ball game. Next, the runner brings it home. He bunts at it and comes up empty. Strike one.
And that's where having the umpire give you 6 or 8 inches on the outside corner helps. Cleary knows he can throw the ball to that part of the plate. Stuff is pitched to bunt because it's off the plate, and for a right-handed batter, you have to literally reach out over the plate to bunt it, and it's impossible to do. Turner missed the pitch.
Didn't even come close to it. Sanchez has a pretty good lead. Snap throw over there. He's back in time as Stephen Hires applies the tag.
Game after this one will be the Heritage Patriots and Parkview Panthers, and that game has implications for the Rams. Next game, we'll tell you about that in a second.
Runner going, swing, chopped up the middle, hit and run execution, and Ryan Moon has to stick it in his pocket as he was unable to get the throw off. He looked back toward second and didn't throw to first immediately, so another base hit and another not hit very well. Once again, what you might call the perfectly executed hit and run, though.
Moon was able to get back to his normal position, but as DeSanchez went around second base, he faked to go toward third, and that diverted Moon's attention long enough for the man to reach first base, Josh Turner. The winner of this game faces the winner of the Heritage Parkview game tonight, and the loser of this game will take on the Winder Barrow Bulldogs, who lost earlier to South Gwinnett 7-4. That game, Winder Barrow versus the loser of this, will be at 2 o'clock. The winner of this game will play the winner of tonight's game, and that'll be at 5 tomorrow.
Bases loaded and nobody out. A perfect bunt that not only went for the sacrifice, but ended up a base hit.
Horn is the number 2 batter for Norcross. Usually means you're a good contact hitter, and that usually translates to a good bunter. Horn has been fooled twice by Cleary, so a wise decision for the Blue Devils to put that on.
Bases loaded and the ball hasn't been out of the infield. Cleary working to the shortstop Horwith. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss and a good off-speed breaking pitch.
Rams will play the infield in here to try to cut off the run. They understand that Mark Jansen is pitching well enough that they need to keep the man at third base, Ramon DeSanchez.
Rams had a chance in the last inning, had 2 runners on and failed to bring them home. That could come back to haunt them. Steve Horwith, the shortstop, is 0 for 2 in the game. Hit a line rope to Matt Easterday and struck out his last time. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss again. And could Big Richie ever use the strikeout? 0-2 the count.
Strikeout would mean the middle infielders could play back at double play depth. Johnstone hit a ground ball to Easterday his last time.
Richie ahead, 0-2. Gets a sign from Middlebrook. Here's the pitch. Fastball up about eye level. High and tight. Kind of a purpose pitch here. Might look for a breaking ball low and away here. 1-2 the count now. Here's the 1-2 from Cleary. Breaking ball. Just fouled back to the screen.
Horwath did a good job swinging at that pitch that was breaking hard straight down. He kept the ball inside, which I'm not sure exactly if Cleary wanted to do that, but he kept it inside, and that allowed Horwath to just get a piece of that.
1-2 the count. Runners with their lead. Here comes the pitch from Cleary. Upstairs for a ball. Now this is a key pitch for Richie. He doesn't want to go to 3-2 with the sacks jammed and nobody out. Cleary working quickly. Here comes the 2-2. Swinging a shot. That's a base hit to left. 1 run to score. The other run will score 2. And the Blue Devils have taken the lead. The first ball hit hard all inning off Richie Cleary, and with the infield in, it easily made its way through there. And now your score is Norcross 3 and Newton 2.
Well, just as the South Gwinnett Comets, the number 1 team from Aquanay North, got a scare from Winder Barrow early in the game earlier today, the Newton Rams are receiving the same kind of scare. The difference is South Gwinnett got theirs in the first, got over it, and won that game. The Rams have some coming back to do, and they only have 2 chances to do it.
The Rams have had their troubles against Jansen. They appeared last inning to hit him a little better, but they didn't get started until 2 were out and were unable to push anything across. Chris Middlebrooks goes out and he's talking to Big Richie. couple of tough breaks in that inning for the Rams. First hit, Stephen Hires maybe makes the play without the Sunfield playing a problem for him. The next hitter on the hit and run, Ryan Moon, doesn't get any outs there. Perhaps he could have gotten at least one out at first base. And then the third, the bunt single, the Rams failed to retire the runner because it was a perfect bunt. And Ben Johnstone, the center fielder, steps up to the plate. Here's the pitch. There's a strike called on the outside corner. The biggest problem, Kevin, still nobody out.
Cleary's got to retire at least one, and now with first and second, the infield can play back, and so hopefully they can turn two.
Here's the 0-1. Swing it popped up a mile high and out of play down the third baseline. Look out, Kevin, that's by your car.
Just away from it. I think I'm parked a little farther down the street than that, but it's scary when those right-handed batters hit those foul balls.
That missed the car probably by about 6 inches out there. It was pretty close. 0-2 the count now. Cleary peers in. Here's the pitch. Fastball up high. 1-2 now. This is the hitter Cleary wants to get. Rams have to get out of this without giving up any further damage. 1-2 the count. Ram infield playing in at the corners, looking for two around second. Here's the 1-2 from Cleary. Swinging a line shot into right center field. That ball will get all the way to the wall. One run will score. Here's another runner heading for third. He'll hold there with still nobody out on a line single by Ben Johnston to right center field. And Richie Cleary really made not a very good pitch there with being ahead in the count 1-2.
And he is receiving a little bit of tiding from Joe Brassfield right now. In fact, Brassfield talking with Middlebrooks and Cleary and calling his infield around for a conference. The 1-2 pitch, and all Johnstone had to do on that was just send it into right field. So the Blue Devils taking the same approach with Cleary that the Rams are against Mark Jansen. No need to try to pull the ball, and you've got a man up right now with first and third who's pulled the ball on Cleary twice. Cleary really has to watch his pitch selection to Robbie Blanton. But since he's pulled him twice, Cleary can adjust the location accordingly and probably retire Blanton this time.
Well, the Rams really in a tough position here. They've fallen behind by two. Runners at the corners and still nobody out. Once again, Lady Luck did not shine on the Rams in this inning on a couple of the early hits. The last couple hits, there was nothing cheap about those, though. And those were from hitters behind in the count, too, Richie. Something he usually doesn't do. That brings the catcher for the Blue Devils, Robbie Blanton, up the plate. Blanton reached on an error both his at-bats. One by Doyle Baker and one by Matt Easterday. Ram infield has to play in to try to cut the run down at the plate. Richie steps off. You have to wonder if perhaps Blue Devils might not try something, do some running here. Cleary checks the runners. Here's the pitch. It's down low in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Chris Middlebrooks with a good stop on the ball down low. And I'm sure there's some interested people out there as the Parkview Panthers pull up to the field here, and you're going to be surprised to see the score there, I think.
Now, the Panthers lost twice to the Rams, so they'll probably be asking Norcross for a tip or two.
1-0 the count. Snap throw to first. Back in time is Ben Johnstone. Rams are going to need to wake the bats up in the 6th and the 7th. Robbie Blanton to the plate. Cleary checks. Here's the 1-0. Swing and skied a mile to right field, and forget it, that ball's out of here. Adios, and hold before you can say, look out. It's now 7-2, Norcross over the Rams.
They have 6 straight hits now against Richie Cleary. The last 5 of them were singles, but the last 2 have been hit very hard. So there had been something leading up to Robbie Blanton. And remember, Cleary was going to watch his pitch selection. Blanton had pulled him twice, so Cleary put the ball around the outside part. Blanton simply went to the off field. Down the left field line for the Rams, Josh Millwood and Matt Vaughn are warming up, and this would tell you that somebody in the field is probably coming in to pitch here shortly.
You may see Matt Easterday come in since Matt Vaughn's the one down there throwing. Richie Cleary looked so sharp early on and suddenly just appears to have lost it, and the Rams really with a monumental task now. Cleary pitches up high for a ball. This is the farthest behind I have seen the Rams this year, Kevin, in the game I've been at. Here's the pitch, up high, ball 2. Tommy Dillingham, the right fielder for the Blue Devils.
The only 2 times I can think of that were close were the Fayette game. They lost 7-2 in the Columbia game, which they came back to win.
Here's the next one, ball 3 up high. And Cleary about to magnify it by putting more runners on base. 3-0 the count. Here's the pitch. There's the old automatic right down central. 3-1 the count now. Rams can score runs. They've shown that ability. They can come back. But they've got to get out of here, get in and start hitting. 3-1. Here's the pitch. Fouled back to the screen off of Chris Middlebrook's bat.
The one thing about the home run, it's good, of course, for the Blue Devils because you pick up the 3 runs, but one bad thing it does is clear the bases. And for the defense, sometimes that can mean a clean start to an inning where they've had trouble.
3-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at the high heat, and Ritchie battles back after falling behind 3-0. And finally, Kevin Holden gets the first out of the inning.
How many times have you seen a home run followed by 2 or 3 consecutive outs? It, a lot of times, as we mentioned, means that the defense can start fresh as if it were the beginning of an inning. And I think Cleary really started fresh after the home run to Blanton.
Chris Richter, the first baseman, steps up to the plate, and here's the pitch. And it's up high for a ball. 1-0 the count. Ball hit for the home run, probably not gone in too many parks, but it certainly got out of here as Richter takes a strike called on the outside corner. Cleary, ready. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a chopper down towards the second baseman, Ryan Moon. Gloves, throws, in time for the second out.
Well, if the Rams cannot come back, they will play at 2 o'clock, and take a guess on who they get to play in that 2 o'clock game. It would be the Winder Barrow Bulldogs, the team that they had beaten twice during the regular season.
Although not too easily, they struggled against them. So if they lose today, it's always a tough battle to make it out of that losers bracket. Here's the pitch from Cleary outside as he faces Ryan Steele, the 9th batter to bat in the inning. Steele, the big DH for the Blue Devils. Here's the pitch. A little bit low for a ball. 2-0 the count.
If the Rams lose today, they have to win 3 consecutive games without a loss to make it into the championship game and make it to the state tournament.
Here's the pitch. Swing! And the ball's curving, and it's gone. Stays fair. And that's going to be another home run for the Blue Devils. Kind of lost sight of that one for a moment. We were hoping it might curve foul, but it didn't. So that now makes the score 8-2.
That ball was especially hard hit. In fact, got so high that in this mesh screen that's right in front of us, that's how we missed the ball as it was up in the air, because it got up in a hurry and got out of here in a hurry. In fact, that ball was hit hard enough to where that might have been gone in other places.
And that's probably going to be all for Richie Cleary. Coach Joe Brassfield out, and I believe this is his second appearance of the inning, so he's talking to him.
Brassfield was out once before, and he is turning and going to leave Cleary out there. So apparently the first time when he came out for the conference, he was checking to see if Cleary was okay.
Evidently there was some other thing, because that was not counted as an appearance. Rams now down by a touchdown. Monumental task to come back. They have 2 at-bats to do it, and they have the sticks to do it, but they've got to get out of this inning here. Ramon DeSanchez, the left fielder, steps up. Here's the pitch. Swing and foul back to the screen.
I think the teams in this tournament are going to petition that we skip the 6th inning from now on. That's where Winder Barrow blew their lead in the first game, and it's where the Rams have blown theirs here.
0-1 the count to DeSanchez. Here's the pitch. Swinging a chopper down the third base line, and that's foul. Fielded cleanly by the third base coach for the Blue Devils.
Quade North has their share of good fielding third and first base coaches, from what I understand.
Richie ahead in the count. 2 outs now. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. That ball bounces. Richie Cleary up. Throw to first. In time. And finally, the Rams get out of the 6th inning. However, it was a tough one as the Blue Devils scored 7 times on 7 hits. There were no Ram errors and nobody left on base. We head now to the bottom of the 6th inning, and in a task that rivals climbing Mount Everest, the Newton Rams trailing 8-2. Newton Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430, made possible by those fine folks at East Metro Communications.
At Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies, we've got you covered. With vinyl, wallpaper, carpet, wood, parquet, VCT tile, interior design service, carpet cleaning service, and blinds. They're the largest and most complete carpet store serving Newton, Rockdale, and Morgan counties, Lake Oconee, and surrounding areas. They specialize in residential and commercial flooring. Their professional carpet consultants and interior designer will bring samples to your home, take measurements, and quote you a price all in one visit. Call them, Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies, 786-9245, 786-9245, or in Madison, 342-3869, 342-3869. Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies.
How do you spend your Saturday mornings? Why not join Bill Dolan and Kevin Holden from 9 to 10 for the Saturday morning Super Trivia Spectacular? That's your chance to win prizes and show your knowledge of trivia right here on WGFS AM 1430.
We're back from Dr. A.B. Weathersby Field in the classic city of Athens, Georgia. It's at Clark Central High School. The Region 8 Quad A tournament continues. And boy, do the Rams have an uphill battle now, facing hard-throwing Mark Jansen. They've got 2 shots to come back from a 6-run deficit, or else they will go into the loser's bracket of this tournament. But here to try to avoid that, Bill Dolan.
Thank you very much, Kevin Holden. What the Rams have to realize, they can't hit a 6-run homer. They've got to go up there and chip away with it. They need base runners. They need to just work at it and try and chip away at this lead. They have to still be patient at the plate, make Jansen throw strikes, and get runners on. Luke Allen leads it off. Luke with the home run in the first and a strikeout his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to Luke. Swinging a shot down the left field line, curving, foul and out of play.
That line shot almost got out of here. Down that fence, down the left side, 312 there, and then the fence curves in a little more from that, and that ball didn't miss really by much. Now for the Rams, if they can get 1 or 2 base runners, they can try to come back. Falling behind here at Clark Central is nothing new for them. I can't think of a time that they were here, since I've seen them, where they were ahead for the entire game.
0-1 the count to Luke. Here's the pitch. A little bit of a let-up, and Luke way out in front, and he's now behind 0-2. Ram hitters have to be patient, though. They can't go up there trying to swing for these short fences because they need base runners. 0-2 the count to Allen. Here's the pitch. Sidearm pitch, way high and away.
Looking for the out with the sidearm pitch, hoping that the different delivery would cause Allen to swing, but he hasn't been able to do much with those sidearm deliveries.
1-2 the count now. Here's the pitch to Luke. Breaking ball, and it freezes him, and he's out of there. And that's the first out of the inning. Luke unable to handle the breaking ball, and he's down on strikes.
And it makes it that much tougher because now you've got 1 out and nobody on. And Middlebrooks, who still is slumping and hitless in this game, and he's got to try to get it going. And you have enough weight on you when you're trying to break out of a slump without having to get a team going from a 6-run deficit.
Middlebrooks 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch to him. And it's the ball just outside, off the outside part of the plate. Right now we'll take a walk, a hit batsman, a base hit, reach on there. We need some base runners. 1-0 to count to Middlebrooks. Ram dugout whooping it up. Here's the pitch to Chris. Swinging a miss and did not look good on the curveball.
He was fooled by that. You can tell he was expecting something, first of all, higher in the strike zone, and second, I think, of a different speed.
That evens the count now at 1-1. Jansen shakes off 2 signs. Here's the pitch. Strike call, fastball outside corner, and Middlebrooks is in the danger zone here. He's behind 1-2 in the count. Hansen working quickly. Here's the 1-2 to Middlebrook. Sidearm swinging. It's fly ball to center field. That's not going to have the distance, though. Wait a minute. The wind carries it, and it's gone. Adios. Make me look bad. That ball looked like the center fielder had a direct bead on it, and suddenly, straight over the fence, Chris Middlebrooks with a home run. Rams down 5 now.
The line shot from Middlebrooks was rising as it was going, and that's what enabled it to get out of here and caught in that wind. You can see it whipping the flag around out there in dead center field. Middlebrooks almost hit the flagpole with that home run, and maybe that'll help his confidence and the team's confidence. And another point about this that we were talking about a little bit was when you face a team that's in a particular seed, such as Norcross with their 3 seed, if they have one really strong pitcher and you face that pitcher, you're really not facing a 3 seed. You're facing them with their ace pitcher. They might be under 500 with everybody else, but say maybe 6-1 or 7-1 with their ace pitcher start. So it essentially makes them more than a 3 seed.
That's true, and of course, the way he's pitching, and from what we've heard, he is obviously their ace in this. Richie Cleary up to the plate now. Cleary had a base hit his last time up. Here's the pitch, and there's a fastball called on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. That ball hit by Middlebrooks really fooled me, Kevin, because the center fielder looked like he was going to catch it in his tracks for a minute. 0-1 to Richie. Here's the pitch. Swing and a shot down the right field side. That ball fouling out in the street. Looks like it just missed a Athens Clark County police car driving by there.
Yes, they were headed by going westbound on Baxter Street.
Here's the 0-2 to Cleary. Off-speed breaking ball, and Cleary way out in front, and he's the second out of the inning. Cleary down on strikes for the second time in this game.
Well, if anybody's watching that from any other team, they'll understand that Cleary has had a little trouble with the off-speed pitches because he hit the fastball a lot harder and then missed the off-speed.
Stephen Hire steps to the plate now. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch, and that's a strike called outside part of the plate. 0-1 the count. Jansen continuing to throw strikes. Hires with a ground out to the second baseman and a strikeout in his last at bat. Rams need runners. Here's the 0-1 to Stevens. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball. Breaking down and away, and Steven comes up empty. Oh, 0-2 the count now. Has to protect the plate. Here's the pitch. And that one about 4 counties outside, I think.
He was opening up and just trying to throw an extra hard fastball, and because of opening up, he was probably 3-4 feet toward the first base side and well over the catcher's head.
1-2 the count now. Here comes the pitch to Hires. And that's actually about 60 feet, but it hit on the ground about 2 feet outside.
Well, it's obvious where he's wanting to put that third strike, or at least a pitch that Hires would swing at off the outside part.
2-2 the count to Hires. And he stopped.
Went up into his motion and apparently was off balance to stop that motion, and with no one on base and no penalty to him, it's not a balk.
2-2 the count. 2 out. Here's the pitch to Stephen Hire. Swinging a little number down the third base line, and it's foul. Coach Brassfield scoops and throws and continues his perfect fielding for the season.
And as Hires continues through this at bat, he's seeing everything that the pitcher for Norcross, Mark Jansen, has. He went off speed there or through the fastball from the sidearm delivery.
And here's the fastball outside and up high, and Steven chases it and comes up empty. For the Rams, though, 1.
Number 7, we're at Dr. A.B. Weathersby Field in Athens. It's the Region 8 Quad A tournament continuing. Richie Cleary still on the mound for the Rams, who trail by 5. Here's Bill Dolan with your play-by-play.
Thank you very much. Kevin Holden, kind of a shocker here as the Rams trail by 5. The top of the order back around for the Norcross Blue Devils. They sent 10 men to the plate in the 6th inning and scored 7 runs. Josh Turner had a base hit his last time up. He's 1 for 3. There's a hard hit ball to Easterdance short. Long throw high and pulls him off the bag. So another error for the shortstop. Tough play, but good throw gets him. And in fact, the umpire very emphatic showing that he pulled him off the bag. So E6 on the play.
Now, Easterday has made 2 putouts and 2 assists today, and he's caught 2 other balls that he's had to do a lot of ranging and jumping and diving and that sort of thing for him. And it's unfortunate for him that he's made 2 throwing errors because he's had a great game otherwise.
That brings Brandon Horn to the plate. Brandon with a perfect bunt his last time up after having plenty of trouble with Richie Cleary, striking out first 2 times up. And can probably look for a bunt here again, I would think. He was so successful the last time and didn't have a clue the first 2 times. There he checks the runner. Here's the pitch. He shortens the bunt. Runner going. Throw down to second. He is out on a perfect throw from Chris Middlebrooks. Josh Turner was going on. It was some kind of either straight steal or bunt steal, and Chris Middlebrooks laid the perfect throw to Matt Easterday, who let the runner tag himself out.
Middlebrooks with a great arm because Turner got a good jump on that pitch and was well on his way to second base. I didn't think Middlebrooks would have much of a chance, but why, he's the catcher and I'm the announcer.
And here's the 1-0 to Brandon Horn. That's a little bit outside. 2-0 the count now. Richie Cleary working in the 7th. Here's the pitch. Ball 3, down and in. Because he doesn't want to go ahead and walk this hitter after getting out of the problem with the other runner. Reno. Here's the pitch. That's ball 4 as it skips out of Middlebrooks' glove back to the backstop.
This has been a good game played by both sides. That's the first walk of the game, period, from either side. And so both Cleary and the Norcross pitcher Jansen have been pitching good games, but with that first walk, Brassfield walks to the mound and have a feeling that Cleary's night is over with as it is.
And that's going to do it for Richie. Looks like Matt Easterday is going to come in, and there might be a few more changes. We'll tell you about it, and when we come back right after this. You're listening to Newton Ram Baseball on WGFS, AM 1430, made possible by all the folks at East Metro Communications.
For all your gardening needs, shop at Mayfield Ace Hardware on the square in Covington. They have Ace plastic sheeting, $2.97 each. Ace fiberglass handled tools, $9.99 each. Also a Scott's Easy Green Rotary or Scott's Evan Green drop spreaders, $18.88 each. And Ace Premium Lawn Fertilizer, $5.88 a bag. For all your gardening needs, shop at Mayfield Ace Hardware on the square in Covington.
The Bank of Covington offers full-service banking and convenient locations. And you can find what you want in a checking account, savings plan, simple interest loan, and 24-hour automatic banking that gives you access to over 8,000 ATMs throughout the Southeast and the USA. Just what you would expect from a leading financial institution. The Bank of Covington, member FDIC, an equal opportunity lender.
Matt Easterday is new pitcher for the Newton Rams as we are in the top half of the 7th inning. Easterday trying to shut down those Norcross bats as they have touched the Rams for 8 runs here in the last 2 1/3 innings. Bill Dolan brings you play-by-play.
Thank you very much, Kevin Holden. And things looking ever so rough for the Rams. They trail by 5, and now Richie Cleary out of the game as pitcher. He's gone back out into right field, replacing Kerry Gilstrap. Matt Vaughn comes in to play shortstop, and the other Matt, Easterday, takes over on the mound.
Easterday this year for the Newton Rams, pitching-wise, has a record of 0-1, has a pair of saves, a 2.94 ERA. In 16 2/3 innings, he's given up 8 runs, 7 of those earned on 15 hits. He's walked 13, but an impressive strikeout total of 18, and he has pitched the Rams out of a couple of jams this year.
That's very true. However, his last outing against Berkmore, he was probably his most ineffective outing, so hopefully that's gone away, and he'll come in here and get us through this 7th inning, and perhaps we can see Newton Ram rally in the 8th inning.
We would like to see them make a comeback, because if not, they head to the loser's bracket, and it is a long road from there. The first step would be Winder Barrow tomorrow at 2. And of course, regardless of what happens, the Rams will play tomorrow, and you'll hear it live on WGFS.
Easterday brings the first one home. Breaking ball and a beauty for a called strike as he faces Steve Horwith, shortstop. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swinging a shot, fair down the third base line and into the corner. Jarvis Johnson over to cut it off. Here comes the runner rounding third. He will hold. Runners at second and third now with only one out. That ball had eyes as it got down the third baseline. Doyle Baker, playing way off the line, was unable to get over and cut it off.
And this Norcross team continues to hit hard, strong, solid line drives, which has certainly helped their cause in the last few innings. And we're almost able to close the book on Cleary. So far, 6 1/3 innings. Well, that won't change. He faced a total of 29 batters, giving up so far 8 runs, of which 7 have been earned. We'll see what happens with Brandon Horner standing at third base, and it's his responsibility. He walked 1, and he struck out 5.
Ben Johnstone to the plate. Ram infield having to play in. Here's Easterday's pitch. Breaking ball, and just fouled to the backstop. Johnston fooled by the Easterday curveball. This Norcross team has come out swinging the bat in the last 2 innings. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Easterday. Fastball up high, 1-1.
You look at the Rams at the bottom of the 7th. They send up the bottom third of the order, Floyd, Baker, and Johnson. However, with a 5-run deficit, that's not a bad thing, because if they get on base, then the big hitters can drive them in.
Here's the pitch from Easterday. Breaking ball, and the ball chopped foul down the third base line. And Easterday ahead in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. With only 1 out here, he could really use the strikeout.
Johnstone opened way up on the inside pitch there and pulled it foul. So that should tell Easterday that Johnstone likes to swing at those inside pitches. You might see a curveball go out and away, and Easterday throws a very good curveball.
1-2 the count, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and a good pitch from Matt Easterday. But Kevin Holden, as I look down the third base line, I see a familiar figure that graced the Ram Diamonds for years, the former backstop of the Rams, Ryan Moon, standing down there.
And unfortunately, watching something that he can't be terribly pleased with right now, but maybe he can bring the Rams a little bit of luck here.
2 outs now here as the catcher for the Blue Devils, Robbie Blanton, steps up. Easterday checks and fires. Ball just a little bit outside. 1-0 the count now. Rams can ill afford to give up any more runs here. 1-0 the count on Blanton. Easterday gets his sign from Middlebrook. Checks the runners. Here's the pitch. Swing and foul back off the glove of Middlebrooks and back to the backstop. 1-1 the count.
Blanton is pulling a lot of balls because he's a back foot kind of hitter. Puts his weight on his back foot and twists back and away from the ball, and he's able to get in front of a lot of pitches, and he'll have an easier time pulling Easterday, who doesn't throw quite as hard as Cleary.
Might be a good time to come in with a breaking ball, try to fool him since he is so far out front. 1-1. Here's the pitch. And breaking ball that just slid low and away. 2-1 the count.
And you hope that Easterday doesn't lose confidence in the curveball. He's thrown 2 in this count, and they've both been called balls, but honestly, they've both been very close, so you hope that he doesn't abandon that approach.
1-1 the count now. Easterday brings the next one, and that's a curveball and a beauty that catches the inside corner. And you talked him into it, Kevin Holden, as he evens the count 2-2.
So it's like I could talk the bats into picking up a few runs in the bottom half.
I think so. We may have to go the first time all year to the rally cap. 2-2 the count now. 2 out, 2 on. Deuce is wild. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Easterday gets out of a jam. It comes down now to the bottom of the 7th inning for the Newton Rams. In that inning, no runs. There was 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. The Rams gather around Coach Joe Brassfield. It's do or die in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Rams trail 8-3. You're listening to Newton Ram Baseball right here on WGFS, AM 1430, made possible by the fine folks at East Metro Communications.
Did you know that termites cause more damage to homes annually than fires, floods, and natural disasters combined? To protect your home from termites and other pests, call Cleary Exterminating, 786-4937. They'll send them packing. Termites and beetles, fleas, rats and mice, roaches and ants. Commercial or residential, we can help get rid of what bugs you. Call Cleary Exterminating on Highway 278 in Covington, 786-4937. At Cleary Exterminating, we make mouse calls.
Aside from choosing the right home, it's important to choose the right mortgage loan. At Newton Federal Savings and Loan, we're putting today's low rates together with prompt hometown service in offering special construction perm loans with one-time closing, conventional and balloon mortgages, and more. And servicing of your loan remains right here, too. Newton Federal Savings and Loan, 3175 Highway 278, Covington. FDIC insured and equal housing lender.
Last chance here for the Newton Rams. We're at Dr. A.B. Weathersby Field at Clark Central High School in Athens. Your score, 8-3. The Norcross Blue Devils lead the Rams, and the Rams are 3 outs away from going to the loser's bracket in what would be, I would say, a big upset, Bill Dolan.
Absolutely. The Rams coming in with the best record in the region, and all of us kind of expected to get through this game. One really rough inning, the 6th inning, the 7th inning looked like it might be, but Matt Easterday pitched out of a jam. And for the first time all year, the rally caps are on. The Rams need base runners, and Lane Floyd will lead it off for the Rams. Bottom 3 in the order. You say not good, but not bad, because if they can get on, that gets around to the top of the order.
And Baker and Johnson both have base hits off of this pitcher, Mark Jansen, who is now in his 7th inning of work, and who knows, he may be tiring.
Rams still need to sit on that fastball. Jansen has yet to really show the complete breaking ball working all the time. Lane Floyd has been one of the hotter hitters on the team. I'd like to see him get something started here. The Rams need something going before they get to the 2-out level. Jansen brings the first one home to Lane. And it's a fastball for a strike call. Still appears to have a lot on the fastball, Kevin.
He does. He's throwing a hard fastball to a good location.
Lane Floyd looking to get something started. Bottom of the 7th inning, Rams down 5. Here's the 0-1, and it's a breaking ball down in the dirt, and Lane Floyd chasing it. He's really in trouble now, 0-2 the count. You don't think he'd throw him a fastball that he could hit here now, do you?
That's possible. He may come back inside.
0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And there's that sidearm pitch that he has yet to throw for a strike all day. Seems to really sail away from the left-handed batter, and he's showing that, and normally he has followed it up with an off-speed pitch. Let's see if Lane Floyd doesn't see an off-speed pitch here. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Off-speed breaking ball that fails to come in. Now at 2-2, Lane might see a fastball. Lane Floyd checks his sign, looks at his coach, looks over the situation. Knows what he has to do. Has to get on base. Here's the 2-2. Swing, and the ball's hit down the third baseline, foul, and out of play, and almost into an apartment, but just misses the window there.
This has got to be a scary place to watch a baseball game if you happen to be a resident in this area, which there are some complexes right behind us.
Lane Floyd, 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Jansen. High. Floyd battles it full. The base on balls is as good as a hit here. The Rams need base runners and plenty of them. Rally caps are out. The Newton fans are looking for the miracle. Can they pull it off? Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Lane Floyd leading it off. He's battled back to a 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing, and another shot, and that one's going to be on the roof of the apartment complex behind us. And over the roof.
Hey, he did an artful job there. That hit the very top of the roof where both of the sides come together, and it bounced not once but twice on the very tip of the roof. So an interesting foul ball. Now if he can just hit something like that fair.
Battling, 3-2 the count. Here's the pitch. He struck him out on the high fastball. Floyd helping him out, went fishing on one up in his eyes and came up empty. 1 out, and that one hurts.
Tell you what, he had stayed consistent at the plate and had done a great job working the count full after going behind 0-2. But the problem there, as he was disgusted with himself, what he did was swung at ball 4, really, that was high and tight.
And now the Blue Devil pitcher comes, throws his batting gloves in. I guess he had them in his pocket or something. Doyle Baker up to the plate. Doyle had a base hit his last time. his first time up the plate as he dribbled one up the middle. First pitch, way high. That was almost as high as a little higher than the one that Lane went swinging after. 1-0. The Rams need base runners. Baker waits for the 1-0 offering. Here it comes. Swinging a shot into center field, and there's a base hit. And the Rams have a runner. Doyle Baker sat on the fastball and drilled it like a rope into center field. That's going to bring Jarvis Johnson to the plate. He'd love to get around to the top of that order with a couple men on base. A couple of base hits and set it up for those big guns, and stranger things have happened.
One more base runner, I think, would be crucial for the Rams. I think Jarvis Johnson's a crucial man in this inning. If he reaches base, you've got 2 on, and for the first time, you start to fluster Jensen a little bit. But if he can't get on, of course, 2 outs, and then you're in real trouble.
Baker with a real short lead. Here's the pitch, high and away. And, of course, a walk here is just as good as a hit. Jarvis Johnson did a good job taking bases on balls this season. He walked 12 times in limited at-bats. Doyle with just a short lead at first. His run not important. Here's the 1-0, and that's a strike called on the outside corner. 1-1 the count now. Rams need more runners. Jarvis Johnson at the plate. Baker gets his lead from first. Sampson has his sign. Here's the 1-1 to Jarvis. Swinging a popped up a mile high. Curving, will it get out of play? No, it won't, and the third baseman squeezes it in foul territory. And that's a huge out for the Blue Devils. We'd kept hoping that ball might get out of play, but the wind actually hurt the Rams there as it blew it back into play, and now 2 outs, and it's up to Matt Easterday.
Braden Horn did a good job on that pop fly going up the hill there, and then cutting back, had to cut back almost to the foul line to make the play, but as you mentioned, the wind that was blowing out took what might have gone out of play and blew it back in play.
This would take a serious rally now with 2 outs, down 5, and only 1 on. Easterday to the plate. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball to center field. Center fielder Johnstone underneath it, and he drops it. He dropped the ball.
The umpire has motioned a third out. That was a weird thing from Ben Johnstone, because from here it appeared that he did drop the ball, but it has been called out number 3. The ball hit to Johnstone, and he was against the opposite side of his body and bent down for just a moment, but apparently it made the catch. Apparently he
looked like he went all the way down to the ground to pick it up, but
maybe he was pumping his fist because the Norcross Blue Devils have pulled off a huge upset here, Bill.
And unfortunately for the Rams, he did drop the ball. From my point of view, it looked like he did, but bad news for Ram fans. The Rams come up on the short end of an 8-3 score, something we truly didn't expect, and they take one of their worst and toughest losses of the year.
Yeah, for the Rams here against Norcross, a team that honestly they came in expecting to beat, given that Norcross was the number 3 seed on what was expected to be the weaker sub-region. However, Norcross proved the Rams wrong there in the 6th inning as they came out and hit the ball line shot after line shot off of Richie Cleary. And Cleary didn't look like he was throwing bad stuff. Norcross was just hitting the ball well.
And of course, like we talked about, though, that inning started off with 3 balls that didn't get out of the infield to load the bases. And the Rams didn't come up with the play on a couple of them, and that let the inning extend a lot longer than it really should have. Had they made the play on perhaps the hit-and-run play where Ryan Moon was unable to get the throw off, and if Chris Middlebrooks could have gotten to the bunt a little sooner, they might have gotten out without perhaps 1 or 2 or even 3 of the runs scoring, and it could have been a closer game.
Yep, but baseball is a game of inches, and the inches paid off for the Norcross Blue Devils, and for the 2nd straight year, the Rams can't seem to find much luck at tournament time. They might have come in a little bit too confident. They were riding a long winning streak. We know that much. Perhaps they came in taking this one a little too lightly. Of course, you really can't say that based on the first 4 or 5 innings. They didn't hit the ball nearly as well as they wanted to, but they were pitching well. When the pitching fell apart, it was too late.
That's absolutely true. And Richie Cleary actually had them mesmerized for 5 innings, and then in the 6th inning, it all kind of broke apart. And it appeared he got real happy with the fastball again, unable to get use the breaking ball, and that was his undoing as they sat on the fastball and did hit some rocket shots to end up scoring all the runs, and then he gave up a couple of home runs that really ended up hurting. But Rams with a tough loss here. Talk about an uphill battle now. If they're going to make it and go on to the state finals, they have to win at least 3 games in a row.
It takes 3 to get into the finals of the tournament, and that, of course, assures you a spot at the state tournament. The 2 teams that are in the finals here go on at the state tournament. If you want to win this region championship, a 5-game winning streak is necessary, and it starts now. The Rams cannot lose another game. It's simple as that. A double elimination tournament makes it real easy. If you have 1 loss, don't lose again.
That's absolutely true. There is no room for error right now. The Rams have to come out tomorrow and play like there is no tomorrow, because there really isn't. If they lose tomorrow, the season ends. That would be a horrible way to end it without even 1 victory in postseason after such a tremendous regular season. Rams just appeared to be just a tad flat. Perhaps the early home run by Luke Allen buoyed their spirits a little much, and they failed to hit after that. They only got 1 more run, that on the pop fly home run off the bat of Chris Middlebrooks that fooled us both, as we didn't think it was going to get out of here. But that was the only damage that they were able to do. Again, the only other time they've done it at the scoreboard. So just a tough loss, and it really hurts when you have your ace out there going, and he pitched as well as he did early on. So Richie Cleary really wouldn't be available to pitch again now until Monday. So there's a lot of things that can happen. Now, the Rams, of course, have guaranteed that they will play Saturday now. And if they win Friday, they have to win tomorrow or they won't be playing anymore at all. So if they do manage to win Friday, they'll be playing Saturday. And if they win Saturday, they'll play Monday. And every game's an if now. There are no more. We're definitely doing this because they have the 1 tough loss. And we'll be back with the totals and highlights in just a moment. You're listening to Newton Ram Baseball right here on WGFS, AM 1430, made possible by the fine folks at East Metro Communications.
At Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies, we've got you covered. With vinyl, wallpaper, carpet, wood, parquet, VCT tile, interior design service, carpet cleaning service, and blinds. They're the largest and most complete carpet store serving Newton, Rockdale, and Morgan counties, Lake Oconee, and surrounding areas. They specialize in residential and commercial flooring. Their professional carpet consultants and interior designer will bring samples to your home, take measurements, and quote you a price all in one visit. Call them, Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies, 786-9245, 786-9245, or in Madison, 342-3869, 342-3869. Hardy's Floor Covering and Supplies.
The cellular phone business has become extremely competitive, and it's not unusual to see ads offering free cell phones. What gets the consumer's attention these days is an affordable rate plan. Well, if that's what you're waiting for, then listen up. Right now at East Metro Communications, you can get a free cell phone, no connect fee, and cellular service for $14 per month. And that includes 20 minutes of off-peak airtime. That's right, I said $14 and 20 minutes free off-peak airtime. This offer expires April 30th. So go by East Metro Communications, this area's oldest authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular. They're located a quarter-mile east of Newton General on Highway 278, or give them a call at 786-6796.
Certain restrictions apply, cannot be combined with any other offer.
At Coast to Coast Home and Auto, we believe when you buy a new lawnmower, it should come with no strings attached. That's why Coast to Coast Home and Auto is proud to offer a complete line of Toro Super Recycler mowers. The exclusive Toro 5-year total coverage warranty guarantees that if anything goes wrong with a Toro within 5 years of normal use, Toro will fix it free. No strings attached. Even failure due to normal wear and tear is included. No other manufacturer makes that claim. Coast to Coast Home and Auto also wants you to know that Toro Super Recycler mowers equipped with Toro GTS engines are guaranteed to start on the first or second pull for 5 years, or Toro will fix them free. No strings attached. If you really think about it, it only makes sense. The best mowers should have the best warranty. So come see us at Coast to Coast Home and Auto for warranty details. We have a great selection of new Toro Super Recycler mowers, each with the Toro Total Coverage Warranty and no strings attached.
And welcome back to Dr. A.B. Weathersby Field in beautiful Athens, Georgia. Newton Rams fans, sorry, but the news is not good. They went down on the short end of an 8-3 score, had a lead up until the 6th inning. They were up 2-0, then 2-1, and the bottom fell in the 7th inning as the Blue Devils of Norcross managed to plate 7 runs and come away with an 8-3 win. That puts the Rams into the losers bracket, and here to tell you what the Rams faced and with the totals and highlights of the game, Kevin Holden.
Okay, Bill Dolan, thank you very much. For Norcross, 8 runs, 9 hits. They did not commit an error, left only 3 men on base. Richie Cleary was pitching well and hit the wall. In the 6th inning, essentially, is what happened. Norcross picking up against Cleary 6 straight hits. The 6th one, the 3-run homer off the bat of Robbie Blanton, and honestly, that was the difference in this game. At the time, the Rams were trailing by 1 run with 2 men on base and nobody out. Blanton came to the plate with the Rams down by that score. I think it was actually 4-2 at that point, so they were down by 2 runs. But if they had retired Blanton, they would have had 1st and 3rd with 1 out with the chance to turn a double play and work from there. Because the next 2 men, Dillingham and Richter, both made outs, one a strikeout and one a ground out. But Cleary served up an outside pitch, and Blanton went to the opposite field. It's a short field here, and the ball left the yard for the first home run of the day for Blanton, and the second for the Norcross Blue Devils. For the Newton Rams, 3 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors. They left 4 on base. They had 2 home runs of their own. Luke Allen hit his second of the year, and Chris Middlebrooks took one out of the yard, and that's homer number 3 for him. The Rams now with 14 homers as a team. However, they lose this one, and they drop now to 20 wins and 5 losses and hit the losers bracket in this tournament. It's tough enough to lose a game under any circumstances in the tournament, Bill Dolan, but losing the first one makes it especially difficult on you. Here's what the Rams face right now. As of now, the Parkview Panthers and Heritage Patriots are about set to play. The Newton Rams tomorrow at 2 o'clock will play Winder Barrow. The loser of that game is eliminated from this tournament. The winner of this Parkview Heritage game will play Norcross. I think that's an 8 o'clock start. No, it's a 5 o'clock start, excuse me. And then the loser of this game plays South. Guess who Newton has to beat past Winder Barrow? Parkview. And then after that, they'll head to another game that they have to win before they can even think about going to the region championship and heading for the state tournament. It works like this. Your backs are against the wall from this point forward. There's no margin for error, no reason for a lot of discussion, what ifs, and that sort of thing. The Rams simply must win for the next 3 games or it's over.
That's all she wrote, Kevin Holden. You're absolutely right. There is no room for error. They have to win, they have to win, and they have to win. If they can win 3 straight games, then they will have a chance to go to the state tournament. But the first one and most important one starts tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and we'll be here.
Got to take them 1 game at a time. It's simple as that. You can't look past anybody. And the Winder Barrow Bulldogs pitch their ace pitcher today, so we'll see who they come with at the Newton Rams tomorrow. And if it's somebody that the Rams can handle, hopefully it's the left-hander that they beat up on a little bit this year, Kevin Sr. If they see Sr., let's hope their eyes don't get too wide. The Rams need to stay within themselves. That's a great athlete's term. It's used by just about every athlete in baseball, but it's a very appropriate term in this circumstance. The Rams have to stay within themselves, try not to do too much, try not to hit 5-run home runs and that sort of thing, but staying within themselves, they can continue on. And honestly, this Ram team is easily capable of 3 wins. It's just tough to do when you're taking on teams of the caliber of Winder Barrow, the caliber of Parkview, and the like.
And tomorrow for the Rams, it'll be Luke Allen taking the mound, and Luke's going to have to come up big, and it looks like the Rams will have to count on the crafty lefty, if they can win tomorrow, to come back Saturday. Jason Lunsford, who has been big for him all season, he could have a lot riding on his left arm as the Rams try to stay alive.
And for Lunsford, he's going to have fun pitching in this park because he's got to avoid the fly balls. They could get out of here in a hurry. So he's got to concentrate on keeping the ball down as much as possible, getting ground ball outs and a strikeout here and there. It's going to be a long and tough and probably painful road for the Newton Rams, and you and I, if they can make it, will probably have an ulcer or 2 along the way. However, it is still a possibility.
It's not over until it's over, and I don't see the fat lady around getting ready to sing yet, so I'm going to make sure she doesn't get near this ballpark tomorrow on the Ram side anyhow, so. But we would like to maybe have her sing for the Winder Barrow Bulldogs, like to end their season, but it's an uphill battle, there's no doubt about it. The Rams could have made it easy on themselves. They've taken the hard road, and they're going to have to really come out strong to stay alive.
Bill, we'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock as the Rams and Winder Barrow Bulldogs will be our next region tournament matchup. It's a loser's bracket matchup, so the Rams 1 loss away from ending their season, but perhaps a win away from keeping it alive one more day.
Thank you very much, Kevin Holden, and I'll look forward to seeing you. And for Kevin Holden, I'm Bill Dolan, and for our executive producer, Todd Q. Chapman, and a cast of thousands, thank you very much for joining us. Until tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. See you.